Misogyny.
And we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to Fed Reacts, man. I apologize for the delay, but we got a lot to talk about on this Tupac one, and I actually got some exclusive content that no one else got, man. We're going to get into it right now. I'm a special agent with Homeland Security Investigations, okay, guys? HSI.
This is what Fed Reacts covers.
Defender Jeffrey Williams, an associate of YSL, did commit the felony. So here's what 6ix9ine actually got. This attack shifted the whole U.S. government. This guy got arrested for espionage, okay? Trading secrets with the Russian John Wayne Gacy, a.k.a. the Killer Clown, okay? One of the most prolific serial killers of all time, killed 33 people. Zodiac Killer is a pseudonym of an unidentified serial killer who operated in Northern California. All these serial killers, guys, they really get off on getting attention from the media. Many years, Jeffrey Epstein sexually exploited and abused dozens of minor girls at his home. It was OJ working together to get Nicole killed. We're gonna go over his past, the gang ties, so that this all makes sense. And what's up, guys? Welcome to Fed Reacts, man. We are going to be covering Tupac today, guys. This one's going to be a good one. I did a bunch of research on this one. We got some stuff ready for y'all. The reason why we're late is because I actually went ahead and, made a last-minute purchase for y'all to give you guys something that, no one else really has that's covering this case right now. Before I get into it, though, Bill's and Mo in the back, man. What's up, guys? You guys want to say what up to the people?
Yo, what's going on? This is Mo, or Big Mo, or Medium Mo, apparently. Or small
Penny Mo nowadays.
Or Penny Mo, or Small Mo, Vampire Mo, Mo the Vampire Demon.
Vampire Mo.
Yeah, Vampire. But, yeah, man, I'm glad that, glad to be here. I'm always happy to be here. Happy to be with you guys. Gonna be laughing with you guys in the chat. You guys I love all the roasts. I love all the penny roasts. But you guys can follow me at BigMo_BITW. That is BIGMO_BITW. Don't forget the memo to believe in Big Mo, because that is the MO.
Cool. What about you, Bills?
Shout out Henny Chris and Penny Mo. W's in the chat for them for sure. You guys can follow me on Instagram at JBILLZ. Thank you for all the love. It's gonna be a fun Fed Reacts today. We're gonna be talking about Tupac's killer. So yeah, let's get into it.
Angie, you have anything you want to tell people? You weren't here last week, so you want to...
Yeah.
Yeah, you were sick.
Yeah, I was feeling a little bit under the weather last week. And I wanted to come, guys, because I knew the whole, direction of the whole stuff, it was gonna be a little bit messy, because I was telling Myron, play this, play that, play this video, but then play this other one, and I was trying to direct him through text, and he couldn't understand me for some reason. And yeah, but we wanted to come so bad, but he told me to stay home, so I stayed home, and yeah, that's what happened. But I've heard that people been talking shit this lately.
Nah, it's fine.
days.
We already addressed that. You're fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, people stalk your life, but that it is what it is. But
Yeah,
we don't,
guys, buy a life, please. Buy a life.
Yeah. Well, you can't. I
Get
don't think you
something
can buy
to
it.
do productive. Go to the gym or something. Get off the internet. Jesus. Yeah, I wanna show you guys the cases that I've been receiving lately, because I haven't done it for a while now. So we made a poll yesterday. I made a poll for this case, the YW Melly update case. Myron's gonna do it, I guess, lately in the week. I don't know. And the North Hollywood shooting.
Yeah, they've been asking for that one for a year now.
Yes, and another one, was it 4?
Let
me show her.
The North Hollywood YW Melly. As you guys know, with the YW Melly case, there's been a lot of developments as far as it's a disaster for the prosecution right now. We're talking about Brady's stuff going on. We're talking about the prosecutor had to leave the case. She was taken off the case by the judge. New prosecutors getting involved. They had jury selection. Melly's getting hit with different charges now. I think they just hit him with some stuff with witness tampering, and I think they just hit him with drug charges as well, because he was apparently involved with smuggling drugs into the jail. So they're throwing everything at Melly, and I have a theory as to why they're doing that. But we will definitely cover the YNW Melly trial debacle going on right now. I think they had jury selection a couple of days ago. So there's a lot of new updates on that case. Also, the fact that there's Brady stuff in the case that wasn't disclosed over to the defense is a huge thing. And I don't think enough people are talking about it. I've only seen one other YouTuber really cover the how severe Brady's situation is. But that's for another episode because for me to explain to you guys, I'd have to explain to you guys what Brady material is, then go into what the detective did, and then explain what ended up with the prosecutor, why she ended up testifying, which is never where you want to be. And then the North Hollywood stuff, we had done research on that case before, guys. It's just that with that one, there's not that many good documentaries on it. But now we got Rumble. I think I did find one good one, but I think we might get hit with copyright. But since we're on Rumble now, we can actually do it. And then also, I keep forgetting, but I promise, guys, it's going to come up. I have the Menendez brothers, and I have Columbine, and I have Osama bin Laden. I have those 3 episodes kind of in the tank. Those videos got taken off of YouTube. Either for copyright or too much violence or whatever the hell it may be. So I will go ahead and upload those to Rumble, rumble.com/FredReacts. Right now we're live streaming on YouTube and Rumble, as you guys know. I'm going to try to keep this up on YouTube as much as I can. If we do get hit with copyright or anything like that, you guys already know what time it is. We're going to go ahead and just move over to Rumble. If they suspend the stream midway, we don't want to, risk anything. Quick little side note, Fresh and Fit, man, if you guys watch our channel now, the timestamps are back. So we're fully out of YouTube jail, guys. So that is great, man. Because the past we've been in YouTube jail since June. June to some degree. We've been in YouTube jail, YouTube probation, YouTube death row, and now we're we're not completely free yet, but we're definitely doing better. So if you guys watch the YouTube channel now, Fresh and Fit, y'all are gonna see that the timestamps actually show on the progress bar, that red progress bar. So for me that's very important because I'm big on timestamps. Me and Mo are huge on it. Because we understand that watch time is important, and a lot of people don't want to scroll all the way down through the description to see what's going on. They'd rather just kind of move around the bar and see different parts of the show and everything else like that. So I'm completely aware that we make long form content and timestamps are a necessity. So we got that back. So I'm really happy, really excited about that. And then we'll see what happens as far as the other stuff with YouTube. But for now, doing pretty good, man.
I was like, oh my God, is that breaks?
Yeah. yeah.
I forgot YouTube had that feature, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's crazy, man. For literally since June, because we got our first strike in June. Since June, we've had that stuff gone, bro. Because anytime you get a strike, guys, on YouTube, it's a weird thing. The timestamps don't show in the progress bar when you're watching. So yeah.
So I kind of want to give them an update on the cases that you guys been requesting. So no matter what we do, no matter what we say, you keep asking for foreign cases. So
for what?
Foreign.
Foreign?
Foreign. Is that the word that I'm looking for?
Foreign?
Foreign.
Foreign. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, foreign.
You got it. Foreign cases. So from Canada, Paul Bernardo and his wife case. They call them the barbecue-killers. And
yeah. It's on Netflix right now.
Yes,
Yep.
It's on Netflix. We watched a few episodes, I think.
Yeah.
Before. And also from UK, we have a big following in the UK. People want cases from the UK. The Yorkshire killer, Madeleine McCann, I keep mentioning.
Oh, Yorkshire.
Yorkshire.
Okay, yeah. The second Ripper case, basically. Yeah.
They won that case too.
Yep.
H.H. Holmes. That's a big serial killer.
That's the doctor, right?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
They won the Mexican cartels. You guys keep asking for the Mexican cartels.
Yep.
You guys keep asking for the Alcatraz escape. The Alcatraz escapes because there's a few ones. And El Chapo. They won El Chapo.
Of course. Yep.
The active shooter for El Paso at Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
That is another one.
What else?
They keep asking for Jada and Will Smith.
What?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Jaden and Will Smith.
Selena Quintanilla, that's a big one too. But you guys know this story about Selena Quintanilla. That's not a mystery or anything. She was killed by her biggest fan, aka best friend, whatever.
Okay.
They keep asking for Tupac. We're gonna do it today. Marilyn Monroe's case. Are you familiar with that one?
Oh, Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
There's a lot of theories on her that she was killed by some people, etc. I think maybe those people.
It's pretty similar to
JFK too.
It's pretty similar to Michael Jackson too. Theories.
Okay.
Conspiracy theories. So Stephen Avery from Making a Murder, Trevor Bauer, just to mention a few. Larry Ayler, Highway Interstate Killer.
What was that last one?
Larry Ayler, Highway Interstate Killer.
Okay.
20 teenage boys and Joe Man be murdered, I think.
Okay.
Okay. 2015 San Bernardino terrorist attack.
I think the next serial killer will do. Oh, the San Bernardino. Actually, you know what? I have a good one for that one. That was a terrorism case. I have that documentary. Remember we've been watching FBI True? They have one on the San Bernardino.
We'll have to play that one on Rumble.
That's gonna be Rumble, yeah, though.
Yeah.
But that's a really good documentary on that shooting, guys. The San Bernardino terrorist attack.
Yeah. You're not gonna like this, but they keep asking for South Park Mexican. So yeah. O.J. Simpson case.
Just so y'all know, I do a lot of cases that I don't like for you guys, man. That I don't want to do for you guys. Like I'll look and I'm like, man, I don't want to do this shit, but you guys asked for it, so I'm like, all right, we'll do it. But there's been a few cases that I grit my teeth to do and I didn't want to do. But all right, cool. So let's go ahead and get into this because we got a lot to cover here. So
get some early chats.
Early chats? Okay, then I'll read these real fast and then we'll get into it. What do we got here? Okay, we got Julio Ponce, $5. Appreciate that, my friend. And then we got, and guys, if you want to donate into the show and get involved, fnfsuperchat.com. Again, it's fnfsuperchat.com. Bitch Thai Nguyen goes, whatever haters are your haters, the DGG and Tradcons are waiting for both your downfall and they can pick up the pieces. Their strength and collaboration, whatever is not your enemy. I never said they were. It's just that, like I said before, we don't have certain things that align, my friend. That's like I said before. People assume just because I'm not going to work with someone, I hate them or some shit like that. No, it's just that we're not. I already explained on the last one what it was. Shout out FNF and you know we wish them the best, but I just don't align with some of their values. Shout out FNF. I've been on the grind and seeing crazy results since watching the pod. I'm 21, 6'5", 190 pounds in the USAF. Been talking to a girl that says she doesn't care that I don't have a bag and yet spends a lot of money on me. Should I cuff or chase the bag? Chase the bag, my friend, and then let her chase you. What else do we got here? Taco Flavor Kisses goes, Myron, what's the best workout plan for a 3-day split? How many sets do you recommend for beginners? Shout out Myron, Angie, Mo, and Blitz. I'll make this simple. 3-day split, bro. Just do full body workouts and then make sure that you're hitting, 10 to 15 sets per muscle group per week, and you'll be fine for a beginner.
Do you think that full body workouts are good for people that are just starting?
Yes, they're the best actually for people that are just starting. Because you're getting a lot of stimuli without necessarily too much. You're getting adequate volume and you're doing it through frequency, which is good. Frequency is really the main thing.
It's not too tiring.
Nah,
at the beginning.
It's only 3 times per week.
Oh, 3 times per week.
It's only 3 times per week. Yeah.
Good.
Do you plan on putting your other previous YouTube videos here so I don't have to use YouTube? Yeah. Oh, you mean like the old ones? Yes, I can potentially do that as well. Renamath goes, Myron, would you guys hire someone with a master's in maths and economics and undergrad in math and physics do the statistics work for you where you can properly display the data to the 304s? Potentially, if you actually have those credentials and you are very well versed in intersectional dynamic studies, then go ahead and shoot Angie a text a DM right now on Fed Reacts and say type in stats in all capitals and she'll see it. And I'll go through it and we can potentially look at it. Because I'm looking to update the stats. This is the hood, ain't it? Okay.
It's the
it
hood,
definitely
ain't
is. And that's from One Marv. And then we got, again, rumors are Jada Smith is watching this. Yeah, I saw that come in before. We actually had a chuckle before the show when that chat came in. What else? The reason I pose the question is because it isn't only about giving people the data. It is how you present the data in an appealing, attractable way since most data is noisy like through a dashboard. Yeah, we could do that, man. A reason why I've been refraining from name dropping a million studies like I used to do is because, bro, that shit just gets boring. People don't care. The girls tune out, and it's like, yeah, I know there's some statisticians that watch the show and like jerk off to that shit, but bro, in general, what you guys see versus the atmosphere in the studio are two different things, and we got to keep the energy up to keep the show entertaining. That's just what it is. That's why I try not to refer to studies too much. I saw a vid on X of this chick screaming in Walmart that was raped in the past and she can't stand being touched by a man. Here's someone's exact response to the tweet. Hope it happens again to her. The fuck? Okay. I just want to say at first, wasn't sure about Bills, but he grew on me. You're all right, man. You're all right. F what the haters say.
Appreciate you, bro.
All right. And then Dark Knight goes, since I don't listen to music, I thought the 7th stream wasn't worth watching. The 7-hour stream wasn't worth watching, but I watched it anyway, and it is the best stream of the history of streams. W everyone, W Lodge hostage situation. Okay, I appreciate that. Dark Knight.
Yeah,
he don't even like the music, but he watched it. Cool. I knew you enjoyed it. Ken Rose 07. Cool. And then guys, we might not be able to do the DBZ stream this Wednesday because I'm going to be in Vegas. Last minute schedule change. We're going to go to Vegas to do a Rumble event. Might do some clubs while we're out there. I'll be there from Tuesday to Thursday, so we'll be back on Friday to do a show for you guys. But Wednesday, I think we're gonna go ahead and film either 1 or 2 podcasts for you guys out there. Hell, maybe we might do an Access Vegas type collab again. But I will be in Vegas from Tuesday to Thursday this week, guys, for an event. Okay. But anyway, cool. I think we're caught up, guys. From this point forward, we're gonna read
$10.
Yeah. We'll go 20 and up on F&F Super Chat or Rumble, just so that we can go ahead and get through all this stuff because we got a lot to cover. All right, so guys, and again, fnfsuperchat.com if you guys want to get involved. Kronzone put $5. I appreciate that. And every single chat that gets shown, thrown in, will be shown on screen, guys. So we appreciate that. Anything else?
No, that's
caught up.
That's it.
All right, so let's hit the first one, guys. As you guys know, Tupac's alleged killer was arrested a few weeks ago, and we're going to kind of go through how this all unfolded, okay? So let's share screen, Bills, please. All right, so first we're going to talk about, first let's go to the first tab with the Wikipedia, which is, we're going to talk about, if you've been living under a rock, who is Tupac Shakur? Tupac Amaru Shakur, born in Lizane Parish, Crooks. Oh, damn. I did not know that was his real name. Okay. June 16, 1971, died on September 13, 1996. Also known by his stage names Tupac and Machiavelli, was an American rapper. He is widely considered one of the most influential and successful rappers of all time. Shakur is among the best-selling music artists, having sold more than 75 million records worldwide. Much of Shakur's music has been noted for addressing contemporary social issues that plagued inner cities. Shakur was born in New York City to parents who were both political activists and Black Party members. A lot of people don't know that Shakur was actually born in New York City, even though he had all his issues with the East Coast. Raised by his mother, Afeni Shakur, he relocated to Baltimore in 1984 and to the San Francisco Bay Area in 1988. With the release of his debut album, Tupac Lives Now, in 1991, he became a central figure in the West Coast hip-hop for his conscious rap lyrics. Shakur received further critical and commercial success with his follow-up albums, Strictly For My Niggas and Me Against the World, released in 1995. His Diamond certified album, All Eyes on Me, that is a classic, double-sided by the way, the first double-length album in hip-hop history, abandoned his introspective lyrics for volatile gangster rap. In addition to his music career, Shakur also found considerable success as an actor with his starring roles in Juice 1992, Poetic Justice 93, Above the Rim 94, Bullet 96, Gridlock 97, and Gang-Related 97. During the later part of his career, Shakur was shot 5 times in the lobby of a New York recording studio and experienced legal troubles, including incarceration. Shakur served 11 months in prison for sexual abuse charges, but was released pending an appeal of his conviction in 1995. Following his release, he signed to Marion Suge Knight's label, Death Row Records, and became heavily involved in the growing East Coast-West Coast hip-hop rivalry. Yes, guys, Tupac and Biggie used to be friends before all the crap happened. On September 7th, 1996, Shakur was shot 4 times by an unidentified assailant in a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas. He died 6 days later. Following his murder, Shakur's friend-turned-rival, the Notorious B.I.G., was at first considered a suspect due to their public feud. He was also murdered in another drive-by shooting 6 months later in March 1997 while visiting Los Angeles. Okay, so
there is a Wikipedia page for Dwayne Davis, Keefe Davis.
Yeah. I got it here.
Okay.
So next we're gonna go ahead and hit. Here's the person who everyone thinks was the killer. Click the Orlando guy real quick, Bills.
Orlando Anderson.
Yeah, the third tab.
Third tab? Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So you go here, Orlando Anderson, scroll down. This is who people thought was the killer for a very long time, and the reason why is because this is the guy that Tupac and his entourage assaulted in I think it was the MGM Grand Hotel. Orlando Ty Baby Lane Anderson, born August 13, 1974, died May 29, 1998, was an alleged gang member suspected in the murder of Tupac Shakur. Anderson belonged to the California-based gang known as the Southside Compton Crips. Detective Tim Brennan of the Compton Police Department filed an affidavit naming Anderson as a suspect. He denied involvement and was never charged. Anderson's uncle, Dwayne Keith Davis, was charged with Shakur's murder on September 29, 2023. Well, who is Dwayne Keith Davis? That is the guy, second tab real quick, Bills, who has hit the headlines, okay, guys, all over the place, a.k.a. Keefe D, for the murder. And just so you guys know, the individuals that were all involved, there were 4 individuals that were in the vehicle that night. 3 of them are dead, okay? And Keefe D is the last surviving member from the individuals that were in that vehicle when Tupac was shot in Las Vegas.
The other dies in gang activities.
Yeah, they died in shootings and stuff like that because these guys were all Crips. Scroll down real quick, Bills. So we can hit his Wikipedia real fast. bottom right. See the right? No, scroll up. Right there. It's purple. Nope, up more. Right there. Boom. Okay. Keefe Davis is an American member of the California-based gang known as the Southside Compton Crips, who was charged with first-degree murder in 1996 murder of Tupac Shakur. Davis, a childhood friend of NWA frontman Eazy-E, claims that he was in a vehicle with the perpetrator when Shakur was shot. Detective Tim Brennan from Compton, California, filed an affidavit naming Davis and his nephew Orlando Anderson as suspects. Anderson was killed in a gang-related shootout in 1998. That's the guy we just read about. Yeah. On September 29, 2023, Davis was arrested and charged in connection with the murder of Shakur. So let's go ahead and go into the press release, guys, which is the first tab, Bills.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. This is the press release, guys, when the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department announced the arrest. Let's enlarge it and play it on 1.5 speed, please.
All right, good afternoon. My name is Kevin McMahill. I'm the sheriff of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. 27 years. 27 years. For 27 years, the family of Tupac Shakur has been waiting for justice. We are here today to announce the arrest of 60-year-old Dwayne Keith Davis, a.k.a. Keefe D, for the murder of Tupac Shakur. Davis was arrested this morning by my LVMPD criminal apprehension team, and this investigation started on the night of September 7th, 1996. It is far from over. It has taken countless hours, really decades, of work by the men and women of our homicide section to get to where we are today. Several of those detectives that are standing here with us include Detective Cliff Mogg, the lead detective on this case. He is now retired.
Pause.
Well, I know there's been many people who did not believe.
And don't worry, guys. I have the arrest footage. We'll play that as well. We're pulling out everything today, man. This is going to be a very interesting pod. So don't worry. I'll play that probably after this press conference. I think it's important to listen to the press conference because you guys are going to kind of see all of the crap that they had to endure to get this thing going. Yeah. And I have a comment on Las Vegas Police Department, but I'll wait to give it to you guys here because a lot of people don't know this about LVPD. Let's go.
That the murder of Tupac Shakur was important to this police department. I'm here to tell you that was simply not the case. It was not the case back then, and it is not the case today. Our goal at LVMPD has always been to hold those accountable and responsible for Tupac's violent murder accountable, just like we do for every homicide victim in our city. Every single victim, every life that is lost is important and remains a priority to this police department. As we methodically built this case to move forward with an arrest, it was also important that at the same time, we're building towards a successful prosecution. We work closely with our esteemed District Attorney Steve Wolfson in his office to ensure that is going to happen. Mr. Davis's own words reinvigorated our case in 2018.
Pause.
I'm going to give you some of those details.
His own words, reinvigorated. I got my purple can here, guys, for a reason. Because this dude was on some real stupid nigga shit, man. And you guys are going to see that this is a fantastic example of self-snitching. We've talked about self-snitching before on this podcast. You know, we've talked about some of the most egregious offenders of self-snitching. We talked about O-Block. We talked about how some of them wore Louis Vuitton shoes, or was it Gucci shoes, with like a duck getting, ambushed with a flash, and them like posting it on their Instagram and talking about how they killed FBG Duck, etc. Lyrics, etc. And also, don't forget, guys, I'm going to go ahead and cover one of the worst self-snitchers of all times, AR Ab, as well. Oh, man. If you guys know who AR Ab is?
No.
No?
Isn't that someone that had beef with Meek Mill or something like that?
I don't know if he had beef with Meek Mill, but he was a Philly rapper that would constantly be talking about how he's like the top dude in Philly and he was selling drugs and doing all this other shit. And then, bam, next thing you know, FBI pulls up. And gets him with a RICO, and he's still in prison to this day. I think he's probably, he's, as someone here in the chat said, I seen him do it. Yeah, he refers to how he witnessed a murder, and he points to his boy on the camera like, I seen him do it. He's a real nigga, blah, blah, blah. And him and a bunch of his guys ended up getting indicted for racketeering conspiracy, bro. It was really fucking bad, man. But I'm going to cover that. He's probably one of the worst self-snitchers ever. But this guy is bad, too. Y'all about to see, man. Y'all about to really see. So there's a reason why I'm drinking my purple drink today.
Bro, this the hood, ain't it?
Yeah, for real, bro.
I'm actually drinking Gorilla Mine.
Yeah, she's drinking some Gorilla Mine as well. Link is below if you guys want to go ahead, use the code FRESH at discount. Great stuff. But yeah, I seen it, yeah. Yo, that was crazy.
Yo, that Gorilla Mine is effing good, bro.
But, let's get back into it.
I'm going to introduce to you our homicide lieutenant, Jason Johansson, and he will provide you many of the details on how we got here today. Lieutenant.
Thank you, Sheriff, and thank you everybody for being here today. My name is Jason Johansson, and I'm the homicide lieutenant with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department.
Pause.
And my goal here today is to walk you
Real quick, just so you guys are probably wondering, well, hold on, what do you mean by homicide lieutenant? So this guy, more than likely, the way it goes, guys, with major city police departments is you're going to have lieutenants that go over each individual area or section, right? So you got in a big PD like Las Vegas, they probably have a homicide unit, they have a auto theft unit, they have maybe like a gambling/retail fraud unit, they got a counterterrorism unit that's assigned to the FBI. They're going to have a drug unit, etc. So this guy oversees all the homicide detectives that do the homicide investigations in Las Vegas. Okay, so he is, think of him as the first line he's probably, actually no, because they're all going to be sergeant. He's probably a second line supervisor. So he's like the guy who runs, he's the top guy for homicide. And then above him are the captains, etc. But he runs homicide. So he's going to obviously talk about this. But he's in uniform because this is what you would be considering brass at this level. The homicide detectives themselves wear plain clothes, but the lieutenants and up, they're going to typically be in uniform. Let's keep going.
through our investigation and what led us to the indictment of Dwayne Davis, also known as Keefe for the murder of Tupac Shakur. This case has been reviewed by our homicide team and homicide detectives for over 2.5 decades. And ultimately, our persistence in this investigation has paid off. Let me walk you through a timeline of events that as we know them right now. Prior to September 7th of 1996, as we all know, Tupac Shakur was an artist who was signed with Death Row Records. And that Death Row Records and its CEO, Myron Suge Knight, were closely affiliated with the Mob Piru criminal street gangs, and that they had an ongoing feud with the Southside Compton Crips.
All right, pause.
Dwayne Davis.
Just so you guys know, Mob Piru, to simplify this, are a set of Bloods, okay? Piru is a blood gang. And then you got the Southside Compton Crips. California, guys, Los Angeles especially, is dominated by gangs, guys. I just hate that's just the reality of what it is. If you're a celebrity, if you're somebody in Los Angeles, you are more than likely going to have some type of loose affiliation with a street gang, whether it's the Bloods or Crips, because if you don't, then you're probably going to get touched to some degree. This is why if you look at someone like Chris Brown, etc., right, a lot of these celebs that live in LA, they typically have associates or representatives of these gangs, and that's kind of how you keep peace. It's a very different atmosphere out there. Now, are there sets of Bloods and Crips that get along with each other, etc.? Yes, there are. But for decades, there's been a gang war out there in the West Coast between the Bloods and Crips, and there's different sets, etc. And you got subsets. You got Hoovers and all this other crap. And maybe I'll do an episode for you guys on gang culture in LA in general. But the main thing I want to put out there is that Los Angeles is absolutely run by gangs. It's so widespread and prevalent that even celebrities are involved with them to a degree, not necessarily from I'm a member of the gang, but more along the lines of, if you aren't associated with somebody who has a tie to the street, you are more than likely going to be a victim of many, many crimes. Okay? And that's kind of how it works in the hip-hop industry. So in this case, you got a set of Bloods and you got a set of Crips that didn't necessarily get along with each other on the streets, okay? And then he's going to kind of go into the events that transpired prior to that led to this shooting. Let's keep going.
Was the leader and shot caller of the Southside Compton Crips. And both of these gangs operated out of the Southern California area of Compton. On the night of September 7th of 1996, Tupac Shakur, along with Suge Knight, and members of their entourage, which include members of Mob Piru, came to Vegas to attend the Mike Tyson fight at the MGM Grand Garden Arena.
Pause real quick.
Members of the
real fast. Some of you guys are young and might not know this, but in the 90s, boxing was it, okay? Like, you guys look at like something like a Floyd Mayweather fight, etc. Think of that times 20, okay? Boxing was really the only widespread combat sport that was widely televised and widely viewed by people. This is before MMA. This is before, the explosion of UFC. This boxing was it. And then back then, Mike Tyson was the man. So any Mike Tyson fight, millions of people were watching all around the world. Okay, so it wasn't it wasn't strange to have A-list celebrities ringside at Mike Tyson fights or boxing fights in general, because boxing was it back then, guys. Any of my older people out here, you guys can, testified to this. It was a big deal. It's the equivalent, like, you know, you guys look now at like maybe, you know, UFC, where you got like a you know, who's a big UFC fighter? God damn it.
John Jones.
Like John Jones or something like that, where everyone is buying it on pay-per-view and they're showing up and you see celebs in the front row, you know, you got Joe Rogan commentating or whatever it may be. Take that times 20 back in the 90s for boxing, especially with Mike Tyson. It was huge, man. So so everybody was there. Let's get back to it.
Southside Compton Crips, which included Dwayne Davis, along with his nephew Orlando Anderson, were also in attendance at the same event. As both were leaving the fight, members of Death Row Records spotted Orlando Anderson near an elevator bank
Pause.
inside the MGM. And at that time,
Three Douglas made a good comment. He said Messi is a good comparison. Yeah, I would say Mike Tyson was like Messi back then in the 90s, bro. Like worldwide, like everybody knew him. Everybody was watching boxing. And then the other reason too why people love Mike Tyson was because he was an entertaining fighter. He would literally go in there. You knew you were going to get a knockout. He wasn't going to go there and like box defensively and, you know, win off points. Nah, man. He was going to fucking, you know, use his little peekaboo method, like boom, 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 and then bam, knock you out. So, and that was a style that was relatively unstoppable at the time in the 90s. So people loved Mike Tyson because he was a, if we're going to talk boxing here real quick, he was a fantastic example of fantastic footwork with strength, agility, and power. And on top of that, he fought a lot of fighters that were bigger than him. Mike Tyson was like only 5'10", 5'11", but his boxing style, no one can really stop it because he would aggressively pursue you, right, using something called the peekaboo method, where he would be slipping, he'd keep his gloves up like this, and he'd go like this, right? He'd slip one side, then another side, as he's approaching you. So you're throwing jabs and punches, he's ducking it like this. And the next thing you know, he sidesteps, and then bang, and you're fucking like done. You know, he would hit you with like a three-piece or whatever, and you would just you'd get knocked down or you'd get severely injured, and he was just beating the shit out of people, and that's what people really loved back then. It was like very entertaining fighting because Mike was extremely aggressive. I mean, yeah, man, one of the best for sure. If you watch his fights, one of the best combination boxers. I mean, I'd put him up there with, you know, with Ali. Honestly, I like watching him more than Ali. And I think he was way more entertaining than Floyd as well. Even though Floyd is a great boxer, but I don't want to make this a discussion on boxing only. But sorry, you had something?
Yeah.
Angie?
What was his downfall like?
Mike Tyson?
Yeah, he had like a big fight with somebody. If he fucked
up, do stupid shit outside the ring, fucked him up. Getting arrested, you know, drug use. I think he was doing drugs. He just kind of like lost that hunger once he got really good. You know, and that messed him up. Like
fame, the status.
The fame and the status came in and hurt him. But when he first came in, you know, he was a hungry boxer from New York, and he was just like aggressive. And the thing too is that like he didn't just want to box you. He was really trying to kill you. You know, he probably would have been a great MMA fighter. But yeah, that's the thing that people really couldn't stop, was that he was really good defensively. He was really strong. He was really fast, and he had amazing footwork. Like he used to do these like shuffles where he'd be in front of you, like he'd be coming up to you, right, like doing this shit, and you can't hit him, and then he hits you again, and then next thing you know, you try to throw another punch to get back at him, and the dude does a quick shuffle, and then he hits you from the side while you're still trying to throw a punch. So that's what made him so dangerous, is that he was strong, fast, and you couldn't really hit him. And he was using a style that not many people used, which is, it's called the peekaboo, which is basically you take your gloves, right? I don't know if y'all ninjas want me to describe this shit to you. If you guys really want me to, give me ones in the chat. If not, we'll get back to the documentary. Let's see what they say.
Someone already super chatted about wanting a demonstration.
They want a demonstration? All right. You know what? Fuck it. I'll do it for y'all ninjas right now, man.
Oh my god, what he's gonna do.
Yeah, because I got to do it. I'm going to have to get up to show this shit. So.
Already a bunch of ones.
Like, okay.
All right.
Oh, shit.
So.
Already a bunch of ones. Yep.
Now, of course, this isn't going to be.
They're saying fight Angie.
Yeah, fight Angie.
No. I'm dead. Use Angie as a punching bag. You guys been really hating women here, huh?
Damn. So, this is 15. Mo. 15. Got it. Why did I miss one? You hit one for me, Bills? So, this is why Tyson was so entertaining. So, I'm not going to do it 100% justice, but basically this is what he would do, okay? He would come in, right? Gloves up like this, right? and he would gloves up like this. So you got your gloves, right? Protecting your face, but it's right under your eyes so you can see what's going on. And he'd progress towards you and he'd slip this way, right? So you throw a jab, he's blocking it. Then you throw another punch and he come this way and he slip again. And then again. And each time that he's stepping, guys, you're loading that foot, right? So that you can throw a power shot. So he would come in. So could you imagine, like, right? Somebody coming at you like this. I'll do it from like this. You got fucking Mike Tyson coming at you like this. Boom, 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 right? And you're like throwing jabs and shit, and he's ducking them. He's fucking weaving, blah, blah, blah. And then next thing you know, he go, bomb, bomb. And then you would try to, like, do something. He slipped this way, and he comes this way, and then bang, bang again. And you're done, bro. You're fucking done. So... and he would hit you hard as fuck. And Mike Tyson had huge legs, guys. So and with boxing, the power comes from your legs. So he's coming in, right? Again, he's coming in, boom, 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 right? And then each leg is loaded. So when he hits you, he's violently twisting and then bang, like that. You're getting knocked out, man. Because he's using his legs and he's using the torque from his trunk, twisting and hitting you. So that's why Mike Tyson was so exciting.
And shout out to Mike Tyson. He appears in one of my favorite movies, The Hungover.
Oh yeah, he had the fucking.
And he knocks out one of the actors. It's great, hilarious.
So, and shout out to Mike Tyson, the legend. I'm gonna try to get him on the show. Goddammit, I'm gonna really work to get him on the show, guys. But that's a very watered down version of the peekaboo method. It was really good because it would protect your body, right? The arms are tight to the body to protect your torso. And then you protect your head with the gloves in front of you, and you're just slipping, and then bang, get in close, and then just fuck his ass up.
And he was convicted.
Yeah, of grape, which probably was a lie, but.
Accusations. These are not.
All right, let's go back to the thing.
I knew he was gonna like that soundbite.
Oh, hold on. You want to do some rants?
What was that?
Want to do some rumble rants in chat?
We'll go back to what we were watching, the press conference. But that's why everyone liked Mike Tyson, guys.
They began to kick and punch him near that elevator bank. I will now show you hotel security footage, as many of you have already seen, related to this incident. And on this incident, you will see Tupac Shakur, who's wearing a shiny satiny shirt, along with Marion Suge Knight, who's a large man in a brown suit, punching and kicking Orlando Anderson. Following this incident, you'll see hotel security intervene, and then they will leave the area of the fight.
That's lame.
Little did anyone know that it is this incident
right,
pause. Here that would ultimately lead.
We got you, ninjas. Yo, could we click the search on the side, Tupac Orlando Anderson thing, and then we'll see that, so you guys can see.
Actually, that's like a very good quality. The one that we watched on the documentary.
Yeah, it was pretty shitty, but I want y'all to see this because this is actually no, don't do TMZ. Fuck them. Yeah, and they're losers too, because they'll sit there and they'll copyright you, like, even though it's not even their shit. It's fine. Find it on the side, Bills, while we keep watching this.
To the retaliatory shooting and death of Tupac Shakur. Following this incident, Tupac and Suge Knight both left the MGM to make their way to a post-fight party, which was to occur at a local nightclub. At the same time, word had spread amongst members of the Southside Compton Crips of what had occurred inside the MGM. And then that's when Dwayne Davis began to devise a plan to obtain a firearm and retaliate against Suge Knight and Mr. Shakur for what occurred inside the hotel against Mr. Anderson.
Pause.
After Davis obtained a gun.
And I have evidence of that we're going to play for y'all during this podcast, okay, guys? From his own words, by the way. So like the goddamn video, because we got something special that we're going to play for you guys a little bit later. Let's go ahead and go back into it. And guys, do me a favor, like the goddamn video. We got, I think, a little over 1,000 you guys watching here on YouTube, and then we got another 1,000 or 2,000 y'all, I think 2,000 watching on Rumble. So guys, like the video. If you're watching on Rumble, no problem. Obviously, Rumble has better quality anyway. Just open up. Oh, almost 3,000 on Rumble. Sorry. Open up another tab. Watch us on YouTube as well, guys, so that we can get back up in the algo on YouTube. Because as you guys know, we stream on YouTube and on Rumble, so that splits the audience. It doesn't help us hit the algo as hard as we need to on YouTube for discovery purposes. So if you guys really want to support, you don't have to donate $1 to the show. Open up another tab. Watch us on YouTube. Watch us on Rumble as well. And just keep the tab open so we can keep the viewers up, and then we can go ahead and have more people find this content. Let's keep
Oh,
keep
that
going.
picture in the back was the last picture of Tupac.
Yes.
The last one.
Yes, this was and a random guy snapped it too.
Yeah.
Right as they were pulling out. Let's get back.
And that next to him.
He
is
entered into a white
Suge Knight.
Cadillac along with Terrence Brown, DeAndre Smith, and Orlando Anderson. Based on our investigation, this is where we know they were seated. At some point in time, as they were in the white Cadillac, Mr. Davis took the gun that he had obtained and provided it to the passengers in the rear seat of the vehicle. As they were driving west on Flamingo Road near Koval, they located the black
Pause.
BMW, which was driven by Suge Knight, and the passenger.
So go back real quick, because that diagram is just hit the arrow just as like 1 second back, like the left arrow. Yep. So y'all can see who's in the car, right? And all these guys are deceased, but you got Keefe B, whatever. He's in the front passenger seat, right? So he knows what's going on. He can see everything that's going on. And then go tab right real quick. And can we pull that intersection up on Google Maps, by the way, Bills, on the side? We can keep playing the
Flamingo Road.
Flamingo and Koval Lane out there in Vegas. You can pull it up on the side while we do this. Keep going. Keep playing though.
Sheet was Tupac Shakur, and as they turned around, they pulled up near the passenger side of that vehicle and immediately began shooting at Mr. Knight and Mr. Shakur. Following that shooting, the white Cadillac fled the area southbound on Koval, and after officers arrived on scene, Tupac was later transported to the University Medical Center, where he was treated medically and died approximately 6 days later on September 13th. My homicide section handled this investigation from its onset and for a short amount of time. And within a short amount of time, what we knew was that we were working a gang investigation where our victims, our witnesses, and our suspects were all from Southern California and not local to Las Vegas.
Pause.
Within
So
the first
real fast, and I got to give Las Vegas Police Department credit on this. So you have a gang investigation, right? That automatically is going to make it a pain in the ass, because getting witnesses is going to be tough. People are going to want to testify. People are going to want to cooperate because of the gang culture, right? That's number one. The only time people will cooperate in a gang case is you got really hard charges against them, and they might cooperate at that point. And a lot of guys don't break, right? A lot of people snitch, but a lot of people also don't break. We only know about the snitches. We don't know about all the guys that actually sit there and do their time. So that's number one. Number two, you got individuals that don't live in your jurisdiction. They live in Los Angeles. We've talked about this before, guys, on this podcast. Las Vegas is the playground for people from Los Angeles, okay? It's only about 3 hours apart. A lot of people make that drive every weekend because, to be honest with y'all, Los Angeles nightlife sucks. It's trash. So a lot of people go to Vegas because everything is open in Vegas. You could drink longer. The clubs don't close at 2 a.m. like they are in California. The liquor laws are very strict as far as like establishments. Like if you don't have a hookup with house parties every weekend, you're not going to have a good time in LA. So Vegas is where everyone goes from Los Angeles to kind of like blow off some steam. And then you got a Mike Tyson fight, so I could only imagine how pop in Vegas was back then.
With LA people.
Exactly, with Los Angeles people. So your homicide department that's working a high-profile case on individuals that are involved in gang activity while simultaneously not being in your jurisdiction. So doing interviews with witnesses is a pain in the ass. Going out and trying to collect evidence from these people that live in Los Angeles is a pain in the ass. You got to coordinate with Los Angeles Police Department to enter their jurisdiction to conduct your investigation, because that's not your jurisdiction. You're going to another state. You're going to another city. So it's very cumbersome to do these types of cases as a city agency trying to go ahead and investigate individuals that live in another major city that's in another state.
Yeah.
Okay? So from an investigator perspective, it's a fucking nightmare. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't have someone over at Los Angeles that worked the case full-time alongside them, and then they probably maybe even brought a Fed in or two to assist them with this, because I can only imagine doing an interstate case like this would be a pain in the ass. And here's another thing too, little tip for y'all. If you're gonna commit a crime, don't commit it in Las Vegas, okay, guys? And I know this from my professional experience. Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department is one of the few police departments that will extradite you almost no matter what, okay? What do I mean by this? Let's say you get like a DUI or you do some dumb shit thinking, oh, everything stays in Vegas, woo-hoo-hoo, Sin City. You do some dumb shit, right? And you get arrested and you decide, no what, I'm not going to go to court. It is what it is. Or, you know, you think that you can kind of just skate by. let's say you get pulled over in Massachusetts, right? And a warrant comes back because you didn't show up to court in Vegas. You went out there, you had some fun. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I left now. Woo, I'm safe. You get pulled over in Massachusetts, right? For speeding. They run your name. They see that you got an active warrant out of Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department wants you, right? Mm-hmm. They're going to call them, right? And they're going to say, hey, do you want to extradite, right? Which means they're going to have to pay the money, go out to Massachusetts and get your dumbass, right? Most police departments or law enforcement agencies, if it's not a major crime, they're going to say no, and they'll let the guy go, right? They won't even tell you have a warrant. They'll be like, all right, get out of here or whatever. But if they do confirm that the agency wants you, they're going to arrest you and say, hey, you got a warrant, blah, blah, blah. And they'll book you and they'll take you to the department. And then the agency that wants you is going to show up and pick you up. But obviously that's going to be costly if you're across country, whatever. Las Vegas Police Department is one of those agencies that they will come and get you no matter what. Yeah, a little fun fact for y'all. Little fun fact for y'all. Las Vegas is one of the few city police departments where if you do some dumb shit in Vegas and they got a warrant for you, they will come back and get you, even if it's for some dumbass crime that you did while you were there. They will come and get you. They extradite most of their people.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so guys, don't commit a crime in Vegas and think it's sweet, bro. They're gonna come after you.
That shit is not staying in Vegas.
So that's why, like, people talk shit because with Las Vegas and this Tupac thing. It's this Tupac murder. Just so y'all know, from a law enforcement perspective, and I know this just from being on the job, even at the Fed level. This murder of Tupac and it being unsolved was a black eye for Las Vegas for decades, guys. They used to make fun of Vegas saying, like, oh, y'all can't even find a murderer. We know it's Orlando. You got this guy, Keefe, going on fucking interviews with Vlad talking about it. Why aren't y'all arresting him? Blah, 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 blah. Right? So this was very bad from a public perception for Las Vegas for a very long time. And then you guys also know the Las Vegas shooter that we covered on this podcast a couple weeks back. You had the Las Vegas shooting. You had this guy. And for any of you guys that have ever been to Las Vegas, right, I want you guys to really think about this. You don't see the police that much on the Strip. Have y'all thought about that? Mo, I know me and you talked about this and you didn't notice until I mentioned it.
I didn't know.
You really don't see the police like that on the Strip.
We talked about it in the Strip.
When we were there. Like, you might see them like at a certain casino, like in one area, and they'll kind of just stand there, but you're really not going to see cars patrolling the Strip like that. You're not going to see them walking around like other major cities. Like New York City, for example, you're going to see cops everywhere. They're walking around Times Square. You're going to see units everywhere. There's a lot of...
here, too.
Here in Miami, you're going to see a good amount of them. But in Las Vegas, on the Strip especially, you don't see the police that much. And I think they do that on purpose to create this atmosphere where it's like, the cops aren't around, have fun, blah, blah, blah. They call it Sin City, right? But with that said, right, if you commit a crime over there, and they arrest you and you don't show up for court or you do some other dumb shit, they will absolutely come after you if you get caught in Wyoming or some other shit. Whereas most other city departments would be like, we're not going to spend the money to go get this nigga for a DUI. They're coming. They got time today. So don't commit a crime in Vegas, guys.
I got time, cuz.
Yeah, they're going to come, bro. They're absolutely going to come because they want to set a message out there that if you're going to come to Vegas and commit crimes, we will come after you. Which is, I got to give them their flowers here. That's why they were relentless on this Tupac case. It was a black eye for the agency. It was a black eye for them in general. And they want to send that message home that if you do something in Vegas, we're going to come after you. So I got to give them credit because doing a homicide investigation that spans interstate to another major city that might not take the crime as seriously as you did, by the way, because LAPD did not take it as seriously as Las Vegas did because they got so much gang murders, is a pretty big feat. Yeah, it took them damn near 30 years to do it. But, doing an investigation like that is very tough.
Almost 30 years.
Damn near 30 years.
I kind of want to know what triggered this whole thing. Because this investigation probably wasn't closed, like, at all. But what triggered them to keep investigating?
In 2018.
Just now.
2018. Keefe being a dumbass and talking.
Oh, okay.
That's what got them back on it. And they're going to talk about this here in the press. He mentioned it subtly, but we'll keep going. Okay. Let's keep going. But yeah, I just wanted to share that little nugget of knowledge with you guys that you wouldn't really know unless you work in law enforcement. Las Vegas PD does not play around. So don't commit a crime in Vegas, guys. Be careful. Don't be idiots. Just because the police aren't around doesn't mean that they're not going to come after you if you do some dumb shit.
Smart. Yeah.
Let's hit play.
A few months of the investigation, our detectives knew most of the information I just briefed you on. However, we never had the necessary evidence to bring this case forward and present it for criminal charges. As time went on, this case had been reviewed multiple times by different investigators assigned to my section, but it wasn't until 2018 that this case was reinvigorated as additional information came to light related to this homicide. specifically Dwayne Davis's own admissions to his involvement in this homicide investigation that he provided to numerous different media outlets. In our section, we knew at this time that this was likely our last time to take a run at this case to successfully solve this case and bring forth a criminal charge. It was at that time that this case was assigned to Cliff Mogg, a detective within my homicide section. And over the last 5 years, my section worked closely, hand in hand with the Clark County District Attorney's Office, and followed a systematic investigative plan over the last 5 years. We've conducted countless interviews and corroborated numerous facts that were not only consistent with the crime scene on the night of the incident, but also corroborated and were consistent with the sequence of events that night. This ultimately led to us procuring a search warrant which was executed at Mr. Davis's residence in Henderson, Nevada. And following the execution of that search warrant, in close coordination with the District Attorney's Office, this case was presented to the grand jury, which ultimately led to Davis being indicted on charges of murder.
But Paul, sorry.
Before I hand it off to the District Attorney.
Just so you guys know, they went to the grand jury about 4 times to get this thing fully out. They had that many witnesses, and they really went through the whole rigor of getting this thing indicted. I know a lot of you guys are wondering, like, yo, what the fuck? If he's going on media outlets, etc., why didn't they indict sooner? Well, number one, what they're referring to, guys, is he went on VladTV and did an interview, and he also released a book, okay? Yeah. Which we got the book here for y'all. Okay. We're actually going to play it for y'all on Audible, and we're going to go through how this guy actually self-snitched on himself. But he did an interview on Vlad and the book, which exposed a lot of details about this murder, right? Now, with that said, guys, right, even if someone confesses to a crime or talks about a crime, right, and being potentially involved in a crime in a book, on media outlets, etc., you still have to do your due diligence and make sure that their story lines up with the physical evidence that you actually have, okay? Because you guys got to remember, it's not a crime to clout chase. Just keep it a million. Yeah. A lot of people will take credit for and or implicate themselves in criminal activity for the notoriety, the publicity, and eventually the money that comes from being involved in the crime, okay? Yeah. So if someone goes out and says, oh, I committed this crime, right, and they say it in music or they say it in an interview or whatever else like that, that's not enough for them to go in and say that's a confession. It needs to line up with the physical evidence, because they can always make the defense, well, I didn't really do it. That's freedom of speech. I was just doing that from an entertainment perspective. I didn't really do it. So you need to line it up with the physical evidence. And that's why they had to do their due diligence and be like, okay, what did he say in the interviews? Combine that with what's the physical evidence that we got, and then do we have enough with those two things married up to establish probable cause to arrest this individual, right? So that's why they had to gather the grand jury multiple times to go ahead and get the indictment. And real quick, because I know some of you guys are new viewers, what the hell is a grand jury? What the hell is an indictment? A grand jury, guys, is a group of your peers that are organized and come in and sit and listen to cases, okay? The investigator and the prosecutor walk into the room. I've testified in a grand jury hundreds of times. And you present your case. Hey, this is what it is. I'm the investigator. I'll present my case. If I have witnesses in the case, I'll have them come in and they'll testify, etc. And then whether it's 1 grand jury session, 2 grand jury sessions, 3, 4, 5, whatever it may be, they hear out all the evidence and we establish something called probable cause. And then if they feel, after we're done presenting our case, the grand jury deliberates and then they decide if they're going to do something called a true bill of indictment. And a true bill of indictment, guys, is nothing more than a formal charge, charging you with a crime. So that's what probable cause is. Not to be confused with beyond a reasonable doubt. So if I'm going to physically show this for y'all, you got probable cause right here, right? You probably did it, okay? We can keep it simple. And then you got beyond a reasonable doubt. That's all the way up here, okay? So beyond a reasonable doubt is the standard that they need to get to prove you guilty in a trial. But probable cause is down here. This is all they need to arrest you, okay? Now, more than likely, if they establish probable cause, they're probably prepared to go to trial and get you beyond a reasonable doubt. But, and this is the big one, when they go to the grand jury and they present their case, they're only going to present enough evidence to get here, probable cause, okay? So, I'll give you an example. Let's say they say, all right, we know that he was a shooter because we found shell casings and we got DNA. Okay, that's enough, probable cause. But what they're not saying is we got 5 witnesses that saw it, we have CCTV footage, blah, 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 right? That's what they're saving for the trial, all right? So a lot of the times, what the prosecutor and what the investigators will do as a strategy is they'll provide enough information to reach the bare minimum of probable cause, and then when they go to trial and then they do discovery, that's when they give the defense all the information. And then that's when they're like, oh crap, we can't win this. Like, what the fuck? Because then they get everything. All right, and that's the issue with the Y&W Melly case, because they didn't turn everything over like they were supposed to. And they got hit with Brady, because you're supposed to turn over information that might be favorable to the defense, and that's where they fucked up. So you're supposed to turn over evidence against them and evidence that might even exonerate them from a prosecutorial standpoint. And if you don't do so, that's considered a lack of ethics. That's what the Y&W Melly case is fucking up with, and we'll cover that in way more detail later on. But my point is that, and you guys have seen this when we do our show, when we read the criminal complaint affidavits, they put in there, this affidavit is written solely for the purpose of establishing probable cause, and not all the facts in the case known to me are in this affidavit. They say that in almost every affidavit. It's like boilerplate language to put in there. I'm just giving y'all probable cause. This is not every single fact known to me in the case. That's going to be coming later, and that will come out during trial or in the discovery process. All right, guys? Give me ones in the chat if that makes sense, and you guys now understand the difference between probable cause and beyond a reasonable doubt, what a grand jury is.
We have explained it way before.
We've explained it a few times, but I know for a lot of people, it can get confusing. People confuse a grand jury all the time with a jury trial, and that's not the same thing whatsoever. So give me ones in the chat if that makes sense and y'all learn something. Awesome. Rumble and YouTube chat's looking good. Okay. Awesome. Good. All right, let's keep going. But yeah, they convened a grand jury, just so you guys know, about 4 times for this case throughout the summer.
Attorney's office. I would be remiss if I didn't thank Detective Mogg and all the other detectives that were not only assigned this case and reviewed this case, but all the other detectives from other agencies that assisted us in this investigation. They know who they are, and thank you very much for all the assistance you provided. It does not go unnoticed. And lastly, one of the most important things, in my opinion, is we need to make this be a reminder that the charge of murder does not have a statute of limitations. This agency has been and is invested in solving our cold case homicides so that we can bring closure to those families and justice for those victims.
Bills, I have the search warrant here that it's gonna seal the affidavit for this guy. Do you want to read it?
Oh, you have the search warrant for that they used?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Send it to me on Telegram or something, then I'll send it to them. Good, keep going though.
I was gonna say, just send it to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, keep going, Bills. Shout out Angie, find the search warrant.
And with that, I will turn it over to the Clark County District Attorney, Steve Wilson.
Pause. Ron BX said, 4 grand juries is people weren't convinced that he did the crime. No, they had that many witnesses, my friend. They had to bring out all the different witnesses to bring their case together. And that's not uncommon, actually, to convene the grand jury multiple times to present all the facts. And you're talking about a murder that happened almost 30 years ago, high profile, etc. They're going to definitely make sure their T's are crossed and their I's are dotted, my friend. So 4 grand juries to establish probable cause actually isn't that far-fetched. Let's keep going. Oh, now this is the DA.
I appreciate it.
From the prosecutor's office.
I am the Las Vegas, Clark County District Attorney Steve Wolfson. It has often been said, justice delayed is justice denied. It's a quote we hear often and for many, many years when talking about our legal system, but not in this case. Today, justice will be served in the murder of Tupac Shakur. I'd like to acknowledge the relentless work of the many Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department homicide detectives. We've mentioned Detective Cliff Mogg many times, and we can't mention his name enough. He is the detective, along with his colleagues, that brought this case here today to you. A Clark County grand jury has indicted Dwayne Keith Davis with 1 count of open murder with use of a deadly weapon with a gang enhancement. Davis will appear in court in the next few days or so for a hearing to determine his custody status and to set a jury trial date. This grand jury has been receiving evidence for months and has determined there is sufficient evidence to justify the filing of this criminal indictment. I've assigned 2 of my top prosecutors, Mark DiGiacomo and Banu Palal, to prosecute this case.
Yeah, they're not messing around.
I know a lot of people have been watching and waiting for this day. Tupac Shakur is a music legend, and for a long time, this community and worldwide have been wanting justice for Tupac. Today, we are taking that first step. Tupac was actually quoted as saying, "Death is not the greatest loss in life. The greatest loss is what dies inside while still alive. Never surrender." Well, we didn't surrender, thanks to the great work of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department under the leadership of Sheriff Kevin.
Bro, you know this DA was bumping some Tupac on the way to his press conference. He was playing that bitches of a rider as he's driving up to this goddamn press conference, bro. Like, I know for a fact he was like, yeah, we got him, yeah. And again, like I said before, I'm not surprised, guys. They're very proud. I mean, and they should be. Yes, it took them 27 years to bring someone in and arrest them. But, you got an international superstar like a Tupac who, released countless albums, I would consider an icon in hip-hop in general. I would say this is probably the most famous case in all of hip-hop history.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, there's going to be an enormous amount of pressure on the Las Vegas Police Department to solve this. And I told you guys before how they move when it comes to, going after criminals that commit crimes in their jurisdiction. They want to send a very heavy message that, yeah, we might not be out on the strip like that, but you're not going to commit crimes in the city of Las Vegas and get away with it, because they want to go ahead and let people know that you can't just come here and fuck around. Because a lot of people do that. They go to Vegas, they're like, oh, yeah, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So they definitely don't want that. And here's the other reason, too, why they're tough on crime and they go after people. Guys, crime is the fastest way to kill your business. Okay? Like, if people don't feel safe, they're not going to get drunk. If they don't get drunk, they're not going to want to spend money at the casino. They don't want to spend money at the casino. Guess what? Economy drops. And Las Vegas is absolutely dependent upon the casino industry that they have. Yeah. Is it changing a bit? And is Las Vegas kind of moving a bit away from that, creating other industries? Yes. A lot of people are moving to Las Vegas. I think it's one of the better real estate markets to invest in nowadays. A lot of people are kind of moving over there to get out of California, no state income taxes, etc. But at the end of the day, Las Vegas always has been and still is heavily reliant upon their tourist/casino industry. Yeah. And the fastest way to kill tourism and to kill tourists from coming in and spending money, which is what you want, is crime. So that is why they're so hard on it and why they go after people even after the fact.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. Let's keep going.
Want to pull out the search warrant?
We'll finish this and then we'll go through it real quick.
All right.
McMahill, Lieutenant Johansson, retired Detective Cliff Mogg, I am proud to announce the return of this document. This is the indictment we've been waiting almost 3 decades for.
There it is.
It spells out the facts and circumstances and what justifies a Clark County grand jury in returning an indictment. Justice will be served. Thank you.
That's a flex for them.
Thank you, Steve. I'd just like to say that the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department Homicide Section year over year solves over 90% of the homicides that occur in our jurisdiction.
Damn!
You won't find that anywhere else in the United States. For those family members that have lost somebody that we haven't solved that case, I want you to know, just like in this case, we're not going to give up.
Pause.
Also,
guys, just so you know, yo, 90% solve rate is fucking crazy. That is crazy, bro. Like just to put things in perspective for y'all,
good.
Most cities, especially major cities, probably are barely 50%. Barely. Most crimes almost never get solved. The fact that they got a 90% solve rate for murders is wild. Yeah.
That's a W for
yeah, that's crazy, bro. Yeah, I gotta give them a yo. That's actually insane. I didn't know it was that high. But again, I'm not surprised because I told y'all before. I already knew that how they moved when it came to like going after fugitives and shit. So I'm not surprised that they have such a high solve rate for their murders. But like I told y'all before, the reason why is because they gotta protect their tourist industry, bro. It all comes back to money. If people are getting killed, crime is is happening a lot, etc. They're gonna make sure that they bring that shit down because at the end of the day they have a very strong incentive to keep the city safe because the city is dependent upon tourism. Tourism is dependent upon safety for successful tourism. So that's wild though. 90% solve rate. I don't. God
damn.
I've never seen a police department have it that high, let alone a major city police department.
What's the highest you've seen,
bro? Like if you're doing 50, you're pretty good.
50?
Yeah, man. If you're doing 50, you're pretty good. Because think about it. Like you got like a major city like New York, LA, etc. Bro, they're getting that Houston, Dallas, Chicago. You're getting hundreds, if not thousands, of murders a year. So if you could solve half of them, you're doing pretty damn good. Especially since a lot of these police departments are significantly understaffed.
Well, I have here the crime rates in Vegas from a comparison from Las Vegas 2009 and to 2023, and definitely like the biggest crimes here are aggravated assault and larceny and theft.
That makes sense.
The lowest,
and that's probably, I guarantee that's mostly probably from tourists. getting in fights and doing dumb shit like that.
I'll have to dig into that.
Yeah.
But the lowest is murder and manslaughter.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
lowest. So that's the crimes that they less commit in
Yeah.
Vegas.
And those people that are committing the aggravated assault, whatever, that's probably fights at casinos or at clubs or whatever
yeah,
it may
pretty
be.
much, yeah.
So,
Let's see here.
all right, let's keep going.
They don't have cultures of vendettas over there in Vegas like that.
They don't have what?
Like cultures of vendettas, like
Yeah,
gangs.
nah. Like you got like that. All that bullshit is like in North Vegas or whatever. You know what I mean? That's not like by the strip and stuff. So, but yeah.
Say to you that as we begin, we're going to take a couple of questions. I want you to remember in your questioning that this investigation, subsequent arrest, and now indictment is only the beginning of the process. And we are committed and invested in ensuring a successful prosecution as we move forward. So with that, we'll take any questions that you might have. Ken?
Y'all about to see some ducking and weaving right now.
The Shakur family, anyone within here today?
So he's asking right now, was anybody from the Shakur family contacted after
The
this
family has
arrest?
reached out to my office. I imagine also to Metro. We've been in communication with them. We understand that they are welcoming this news. They are pleased with this news, and they are certainly aware of the return of this indictment.
Do you anticipate them being at court for arraignment of Mr. Davis?
I don't think they'll be at the arraignment. I mean, that's a relatively short hearing, but I know that they'll be involved. I know that they'll want to be apprised of what goes on a frequent basis.
Pause.
I have the indictment here.
The arraignment, guys, is nothing more than your charges being read to you, right? And then the judge tells you you have the right to remain silent, blah, blah, blah. They tell you what you're being formally charged with, reads your rights, and then you enter in a plea, okay? And you guys might be wondering, well, hold on, Myron, isn't that an initial appearance? Yes, the arraignment and the initial appearance are different. So the initial appearance is when you're arrested in the United States, you have legally between 24 to 72 hours to be brought in front of a judge to be formally read your charges, right? At the initial appearance, you know, they bring you in, and like when I was in Asia, for example, I'd arrest somebody. Next day, I'm taking them to the judge, right? He gets the stuff read to him. And then a week or two later, he gets something called an arraignment. And the only difference between an arraignment and an initial appearance is at the arraignment, you enter in a plea, okay? Whether it's, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty. 99% of the time they say not guilty. And then they continue the discovery process as a defense attorney gets more and more of the evidence that comes in. Because like I told y'all before, when you get indicted or you get charged, it was only on probable cause. They're giving you just enough information to get the probable cause. After you've been arrested and the discovery process begins, and remember, discovery, guys, is nothing more than sharing the evidence between the defense and the prosecution. The prosecution is giving the defense all the material during the discovery process, and then as the defense gets more and more material, that's when they can go and say, okay, you're fucked. We're going to take a plea deal, which happens 95% plus of the time. And that's why most cases plead out, because they get enough for probable cause, and then they actually give everything out for that they would go to trial with. And then that's when the defense attorney makes the decision to do a plea bargain. Okay, most cases in the United States actually go through a plea bargain 90% plus because it's way more expensive and way more dangerous for the defense to go to trial. Because if you go to trial, right, and you lose, you're probably going to get the higher end of whatever sentence would have been imposed on you because the charge is going to be more serious. But if you take a plea deal, let's say you get arrested for a murder, premeditated murder, and you decide, you know what, I want to cooperate, right? I want to plead this down. They might give you a murder 2. They might give you a murder 3, depending on how egregious the crime was, and that will give you significantly less time. Versus if you say, fuck it, I'm going to go to trial, they're going to hit you with everything. That's kind of what happened with Tory Lanez. They were going to give him a deal for, I think, some like firearm discharge, right? It's a lower level felony, might do 1 or 2 years in jail. But he would have been a felon, which would fuck up his immigration status. So he decided to fight it. Since he fought it, they hit him with the full brunt of the charge, and now he's doing 10 years. So that is what happens when you don't take a plea deal and go to trial and lose. Okay?
I found the indictment. You
Free
want
Tory,
to send
man.
it to Mo?
Yeah, send it to Mo. And we'll skim through it after this. Let's go back with the questioning on the press conference.
That you made that your curiosity again got you back into this case?
Jason, you want to answer that? We're not going to talk about any particular statements, but maybe he can address that. Well,
What I'll say is there's a lot that's going to come out when it comes time for trial, but he provides his own series.
He said it right there. A lot's going to come out during
very
trial.
Consistent with the evidence that we have on the scene that we've obtained through our investigation. I'll leave it at that.
Can you identify anything that came from the raid? I'm sorry, the
Pause.
service of the warrant in July?
Translation. A lot of the statements that Keefe made during interviews lines up with the physical evidence they have. Let's go back to it.
That you didn't know before?
Yeah, that's a good question. What I'll say about the search warrant that we did in July, that we obtained information or evidence during that execution of that search warrant that corroborated information obtained through our investigation, and I'll leave it at that until we go to trial. Go ahead.
Bam. So they don't even want to say what they got in the search warrant. Let's pull out that search warrant real quick, if we can. And we'll skim through this, guys, because obviously we're not going to read the whole document.
Yeah.
So let me go ahead. And actually, this is the first time I've looked at this search warrant, guys. Shout out to Angie for finding this. Oh, they sealed it. Okay, I'm not surprised. Upon the ex parte application of Detective Clifford Mogg, a commissioned officer with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department and affiant. By the way, Clifford Mogg, guys, was the lead detective on this investigation. It is hereby ordered that the affidavit in support of the attached search warrant be sealed pending further order. Okay, so this is a seal, guys. So basically what happened is you can ask a seal order for your warrant, right? We have this at the federal level too. When you have a sensitive investigation like this and you don't want shit getting out there, once you get the search warrant, etc., you can go ahead and get it sealed so that people can't go ahead and look it up in the database. Let's keep going here. And they did this on the 15th day of July 2023. Let's keep going. Okay, this is a search warrant, DeAndre Keith Davis, the state of Nevada to any peace officer. So this is them telling, this is the actual search warrant, and then it puts here what they're trying to search. Computers to include but not limited to laptops, tablets, desktops, electronic storage devices, notes, writing, ledgers, YouTube episodes. Yeah, I see what we did here. Oh, shit. Photos, movies, CDs, writing, or other documentation showing Dwayne Keith Davis, a.k.a. Keefe D, involvement in the Southside Compton Crip cellular telephone belonging to Dwayne Davis, copies of the book Compton Street Legend. Stupid. And articles of personal property, right? So as you can see here, guys, when you do a search warrant, you got to show what you're going to search, what you're intending to search, and what you intend to find. You have to put all that, okay? So let's keep going. Okay. Okay, so keep going. Boom, that's the judge. Jacqueline M. Bluth was the district judge that signed this. Keep going. Okay, this is the return. Okay, this is what they took from his house. Okay, this is the return. And this was executed on July 17, 2023.
So a few months ago.
Okay, so a few months ago. So number one, they took a Pokeball USB drive. Number two, a black iPhone in a black case. Number three, a gray iPad with a broken screen. White iPad with a broken screen again, a gold iPad, a purple Toshiba laptop, a gray Toshiba laptop, a black Toshiba hard drive, gray Sky devices, black HP laptop with charger. Let's see here. Black HP desktop. Damn, then niggas took everything.
Yeah, they got
40 caliber cartridges, copy of the book Compton Street Legends, copy of the Vibe magazine on Tupac, purported marijuana, black Dell desktop, or laptop, sorry. Documentary documents, 2 black tubs containing photographs. Okay, so some old school photographs. Let's see here. What else we got?
That's it.
Okay, so that's what they got. Do they have the affidavit in here?
No, that's all.
Nah, they don't, right? They just have the search warrant. They just have the actual search warrant, not the affidavit in support of the search warrant. I'm intrigued to look at the affidavit for probable cause for this search warrant, how they got the probable cause to search his house. Because if they got the probable cause to search his house, that means more than likely they had an informant. They had an informant that went inside the house and gave them this information so that they were able to justify going in there. The fact that they took a Pokeball fucking USB drive, like, well, come on, man. I guess they thought you got to catch them all. Anyway.
I sent out the indictment. Okay, there it is.
Yeah. And this is the indictment, guys. Dwayne Keith Davis, a.k.a. Keefe D, defendant. And this is the indictment. I don't know if they're going to go into the facts of the investigation here. Let's go down, scroll through. Let's see here. Scroll through. Oh, okay. It is. So it's just, all right, we can read through this real quick. Let's fly through this. Okay. The defendant, the above-named defendant, Dwayne Keith Davis, accused by the Clark County Grand Jury of the crimes of murder with use of a deadly weapon with the intent to promote, further, or assist criminal gang, Category A felony, committed at and within the county of Clark, state of Nevada, on or about 7th day of September 1996, as follows: did willfully, unlawfully, feloniously, and knowingly for the benefit of, at the direction of, or in affiliation with a criminal gang, to wit, Southside Compton Crips, which had as one of its common activities engaging in felonious criminal activities other than the conduct which constitutes the primary offense, and the defendant with specific intent to promote, further, or assist the activities of the Southside Crips gang with malice afterthought, kill Tupac Amaru Shakur, a human being, with use of a deadly weapon, to wit, a firearm, by shooting at and or into the body of the said Tupac Amaru Shakur and killing, having been willful, deliberate, and premeditated, the defendant being criminally liable under one or more of the following principles of criminal liability, to wit, by directly committing this crime, and or two, by aiding or abetting in the commission of this crime with the intent that this crime be committed by counseling, encouraging, hiring, commanding, inducing, and or otherwise procuring the other to commit the crime, to wit, defendant obtaining a firearm for the purpose of seeking retribution against Tupac Amaru Shakur and or Marion Knight, aka Suge, and while in a vehicle with Terrence Brown, aka Bubble Up, and or DeAndre Smith, aka Big Dre, and or Orlando Anderson, aka Baby Lane, did provide said firearm to DeAndre Smith, aka Big Dre, and or Orlando Anderson, aka Baby Lane, with the intent that said co-conspirators commit said crime, and or three, pursuit to a conspiracy to commit this crime with the intent that this crime be committed, defendant and or Orlando Anderson, aka Baby Lane, and or DeAndre Smith, aka Big Dre, and or Terrence Brown, aka Bubble Up, adding or abetting and or conspiracy by acting in concert throughout. God damn, that is the longest sentence I ever read, niggas. And you can see here that this was signed, dated on the 28th of September, 2023. And the reason why it's written so broadly like that, guys, is because they don't actually know who the real trigger man was. They just speculate. And that's why all four individuals, you know, if they were alive today, all four of them would have been hit with this crime, by the way, just so y'all know. It's just that only one of them is here. So that is why they had to write it broadly like that, because they don't know who the actual trigger man is. And you guys can see from the way that they were sitting in the vehicle, the shots came from the back of the vehicle, but they're not sure if it was Orlando that did the shots or the other guy. I think it was DeAndre. Real quick, do we have the Google map of where the shooting happened, Bills?
Yeah, I got it.
Let's pull that up, man. Welcome to Fed Reacts, the #1 fucking true crime channel on YouTube, guys. All right, man.
Yeah.
Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video, and bro, this is gonna be the best breakdown of this situation on YouTube by far. We're giving y'all all the sauce, and on top of that, we even got the book where he self-snitched. Y'all are gonna hear it with his own words what went down that night, and we're gonna play it for y'all. Hopefully, we don't get hit with a copyright. All right, so this is it, Bills?
Yep.
This is okay, so let's hit that street view real fast. So this is what it looks like, guys, today it looks like, right? Is this, what year was this? Okay, so December of 2022, so yeah, about a year ago. So this is the intersection where it happened. So it looked like the shooting happened at that intersection, and then they just went south on Colville, right? They ran away and they fled down? Mm-hmm. Okay. So this is what it looks like now. It probably would have been way different.
And they were in the traffic light, right?
Yeah. Yep. At the traffic light, and this is where the shooting went down. Granted, I guarantee you it probably looked a lot different back in 1996,
Yeah,
but you
of
guys get the
course.
idea.
A bunch of old cars back then.
Yeah.
And a lot less buildings.
Probably less buildings,
Less
yeah, because Las
buildings.
Vegas was not as developed back then as it is now.
It's still developing now.
Yeah. Vegas is, guys, if you go there now, there's high rises being built, there's apartments being built, the Raiders moved there. I predict in the next 5 to 10 years that Vegas will definitely be
The next Miami.
I don't know if I'll go that far and say it's going to be the next Miami, but it's going to be.
They're trying to be.
It's going to be, okay, so what Miami is to New York, where a lot of New Yorkers moved here to get away from like high taxes and high cost of living and, you know, bureaucratic bullshit from the left, the Democrats. A lot of people came to Florida for that. That is what's going to be for Los Angeles. Las Vegas is going to be LA's Miami.
Yeah.
Just like Miami is obviously New York's counterpart.
Yeah, well, I've heard LA is trash right now. because
Yeah,
of
LA is
the-
trash. I can say that. Definitely terrible. Anytime I'm there, I'm just like, there, do interviews and get the fuck out, man. It's
LA
not safe.
dog
It's
shit.
dirty.
You're like that everywhere, Myron.
Yeah, well, I mean,
LA 's
LA
terrible.
especially. LA especially. I could stay in Texas. I'm okay with Texas. LA, I'm like, get me the fuck out of here. I'm done with my interviews. I'm gone. All right. What else do we got? Let's go back to we looked at the indictment. We looked at the search warrant. We know what they took. Let's go ahead and go back to the press conference real quick. And then we're going to play some of these interview clips.
Is there anyone else being looked at this point? I know a lot of people have passed away since this incident, but is anyone else being looked at?
Is anyone else being looked at is what she's
So as I
asking.
stated earlier, In this case, the only living suspect related to this investigation is Dwayne Davis. All other 3 suspects are deceased.
Vanessa?
Thank you. Vanessa Murphy, Channel 8. Steve, can you talk about the murder charge if he is not the one believed to have pulled the trigger?
Yes, well, under Nevada law, and this is the law in most states in this country, you can be charged with the crime whether you're directly involved or whether you're an aider and abettor. We have an aiding and abetting statute, which provides that if you help somebody commit a crime, you can be equally as guilty. The best example is 2 guys that agree to commit a bank robbery. And one of them goes into the bank with a gun and actually commits the robbery. And the other guy is the getaway driver. Never went in the bank, but he assisted the guy that went in the bank. So he's equally guilty. That is one of the theories in this case as well.
Rico 101.
Do investigators believe that Davis was the only person behind the plan to kill Tupac, or was he one of multiple people who came up with this plan?
I think the best way to characterize that is Dwayne Davis was the shot caller for this group of individuals that committed this crime, and he orchestrated the plan that was carried out to commit this crime.
And can you say how he obtained the gun or who he obtained it from?
We know that he obtained it from a close associate. That a lot of the actual details of who specifically, all that come out of trial, but he obtained it from.
Oh, don't worry. We gonna get it come out tonight. Pause. We got the book. Don't worry. They don't want to talk about it, but we got the book for y'all. We're gonna play it tonight. The other thing too, guys, just so y'all know, he had the highest rank in the vehicle, if I'm not mistaken. He was the top guy in that car from a gang perspective. So that's another reason too why he got hit with it, because a lot of times, you guys know, they go on hierarchies with these gang type investigations. He was definitely the highest ranking guy in the vehicle at that time.
I have here that he was the ringleader.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, let's pull up those tabs real quick, Bills, because we got some more to cover. Okay, so here's some stuff. Shout out to Law&Crime again. We'll play this at 1.5 speed. You're gonna notice that this guy really speaks. He's a little hard to understand, so let's make sure we hit subtitles, man. This nigga, man. This guy's worse than Chris, bro.
I was watching this earlier, and I was like, oh my god, I need Myron to translate this.
Yeah, man. He kind of, yeah. Can we increase the quality from 480p? Or is that just quality bottom? Yeah. We enhance now, baby.
Yeah, this is
all right, let's go.
another level.
And hit the subtitles.
Tupac and Suge was in the black BMW. He was hanging out the window. Tupac? Yeah. What was he doing? He had to have his body out the window. Yeah. You know that Bay Area.
Dwayne Keefe D. Davis's own words, eyewitnesses and a gang expert led a grand jury to indict Keefe D. for Tupac Shakur's murder after 27 years. We have testimony from witnesses who told the story of what happened that night. Thanks for joining us here on Law&Crime. I'm Angie Levy. We are learning more details about what witnesses told a grand jury in Las Vegas as they met to investigate the murder of Tupac Shakur. That grand jury met 4 times between July and August. A number of people testified about Keefe D's involvement in Tupac Shakur's murder. Others testified about what they saw that night or heard about what happened from those who were involved. Tupac Shakur was shot on September 7th, 1996 in Las Vegas. He died 6 days later on September 13th. Tupac and Death Row Records CEO Suge Knight went to the Mike Tyson fight at the MGM Grand with other people. Surveillance cameras recorded them at the casino. Then they encountered Orlando Anderson, a member of the Southside Compton Crips. Tupac, Suge Knight, and others jumped Anderson. Why? A grand jury witness, Devonta Lee, said it was payback.
Yeah, there's Pac right there, guys, in the white with the hat. He's kicking him while he's on the floor. In Orlando, just so y'all know, let's pull up that picture again on that Wikipedia, just so they know exactly who we're talking about here. Orlando is the guy that they attacked. And the reason why was because Orlando and his people had beat up a death row associate and took his chain. So, and this had transpired before the Mike Tyson fight. So Pac's people see Orlando at the MGM and they're like, yo, that dude is here. So they go, they find him, and they beat his ass. Yeah. Tupac and a bunch of death row guys just beat his ass because, again, they had attacked one of their people and took the chain. So
it was a big ass chain.
Yeah, it was a bit. Yeah, one of those death row chains. So that's what ended up happening, and why Orlando got attacked, because his people had beaten someone else. So as you guys can see here, when it comes to this gang stuff, man, like, it's back and forth retaliatory stuff all the time. They're always exacting revenge on some shit that transpired before, and and it's on site a lot of the times with these guys, right? It doesn't matter if you're in Vegas or whatever. Street politics bleeds into wherever you're at. And like I told y'all before, if you're in Vegas, right? Vegas is the playtime location for all the LA people. Mike Tyson fight, everyone from LA is going to be out there. All the celebs, all the top gang members, etc. There's no doubt about it that you're going to probably run into an op. And that's what ended up happening here. Let's go ahead and keep going. Yo, y'all like these camera angles, man? Y'all better, man, like the video, bro. Because we're going to keep giving y'all this high content quality, man. These are all cinema line cameras, just so you guys know, man. We go hard in the paint for you guys. And we will not stop. We will continue to be the best men's podcast, the best true crime channel. We are the best, God damn it. All right, so like the goddamn video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Okay, if you're watching on Rumble, open up another tab, by the way, please. And like the video on YouTube. Let's get the engagement up so that this can get found. If you're watching it on Rumble, you know, shout out to Rumble. Make sure to watch it on 1920 because that's the highest quality, so you guys get the full power of these cameras there. And yeah, let's keep going.
For Anderson and other members of the Southside Compton Crips beating up members of the Mob Piru Bloods in California earlier that month and stealing a Death Row Records chain from this man, Trayvon Lane. Lane was a Blood and a friend of Suge Knight. Lee said Suge Knight gave those chains to people and that taking that chain was, quote, like taking the crown. The grand jury watched an interview of Keefe D with The Art of Dialogue, where Keefe D said he knew about that incident involving the chain.
That was the chain. I wouldn't wear that. I wouldn't put that on my neck.
So how you know the change was cheap?
Because I seen it.
How you seen it?
The homies at it. We came back from the bar.
Surveillance video shows Orlando Anderson at the MGM Grand. Another witness testified that Anderson wanted to fight Tupac Shakur, but a more sinister plot to shoot Tupac Shakur or Suge Knight unfolded. The man who took this photo told the grand jurors he snapped it with a camera in his car as he was picking up food. It's the last photo of Tupac Shakur before the shooting. Moments later, shots were fired from a white Cadillac. In that Cadillac, driver Terrence Brown and backseat passengers DeAndre Big Dre Smith and Orlando Anderson. Keefe D was in the front seat. A witness testified Keefe D was a South Compton Crips original gangster, or OG, a shot caller, who dealt drugs and had a lot of money. Keefe D recalled the shooting.
Orlando is the shooter. He's the known shooter. I mean, everybody know Orlando Anderson was a shooter. So Dre got cold feet. He didn't want to do it. He gave the gun to Orlando, and Orlando shot Tupac and Suge.
Yeah, he did his thing, yeah. Suge just ducked his head.
Hold on, man. Hold on, bro.
Oh, shit. He did his thing. Like, yeah, he did it.
And you guys best believe that footage, the book, the DJ Vlad interview, all that shit is about to be used as evidence in the trial. I promise y'all. He did his thing. Okay, bro.
Translation, he's actually a compliment what he just did.
Yeah, and by the way, Orlando is the one that we showed y'all before because he's the one that got jumped, so obviously he was the most invested in exacting revenge. So, anyway, let's keep going.
He did his thing.
Next one hit him. Shit. It was like he was doing a breakdance trying to jump in the back seat or something. Yeah, like damn. Yeah, what the? Looked like he was trying to jump in, but it was bullets was in it.
But DeAndre Smith's former roommate told the grand jury it was actually Smith who confessed to shooting Tupac Shakur and Suge Knight. The roommate said Smith told him that Orlando Anderson simply couldn't reach across him to take the shot. A rapper in Tupac and Suge's caravan told the grand jury he found Tupac.
And that makes more sense, guys, because Orlando, if you guys know, right, he's so. Okay, let's pretend me and Angie are in the backseat, right, of that vehicle on that night. I'm Orlando. She's DeAndre. She, right, Tupac is to her left. So it would have been easier for her to shoot versus me reaching over and doing this shit and then reaching over her and shooting. Like that it's a little awkward and weird, huh?
Yeah, you will shoot me.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would obviously get the gun out the window over you, but that's still going to be awkward position for me. I'd be damn near have to be on top of you and shoot the gun like this. It's not stable. It's not a good position to be in. So, I mean, from a logistical perspective, unless they switch seats somehow in the back of the vehicle, it would make more sense for DeAndre to shoot the shots versus Orlando reaching over. Now, granted, you know, he had just gotten his ass whooped by Tupac and his people. Maybe he was in a fit of rage and he was like, I don't care. I'm going to go ahead and get this back in blood no matter what. He just reaches over DeAndre's fat ass and just shoots. But it would be more practical that it would be DeAndre who's closer to the target vehicle to actually fire the shots. Yeah. Right? I mean, we're a little bit in semantics here because from a legal perspective, all of them are guilty, all four of them, because they obviously knew what the fuck was going on.
Do you think they did it like over the window?
Yeah, they pulled the gun out the window.
Out the window.
The gun cleared the window.
Okay.
So yeah, but I would say it probably makes more sense for DeAndre to shoot from like a logistical perspective, etc. Because the shots were fairly accurate.
Yeah.
You know, they missed a few, but they definitely hit a few as well.
Yeah. Well, Tupac was shot like 4 times.
Yeah, they definitely hit him. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's go back to it.
Tupac in the passenger seat of the BMW. He said Tupac told him, "Get on the ground. They are going to shoot you." The rapper said Tupac was referring to police who had arrived on the scene. Crime scene photos from that night show the damage. Bullet holes riddled the passenger side of the BMW. Blood spattered on the car seats. 40 caliber shell casings in the vehicle and in the street. One round shattered a windshield. In the days that followed, a number of shootings erupted in Compton, California in retaliation for the shooting of Tupac Shakur. A retired Compton police gang expert told the grand jury it was called the 10-Day War. The expert said Southside Compton Crips and the Mob Piru Bloods basically controlled different parts of Compton and were always fighting. Tupac Shakur died 6 days after he suffered several gunshot wounds.
When Tupac was killed in Las Vegas, that was a different type of magnitude for the rap world.
Soren Baker, author of The History of Gangster Rap, has covered rap for 30 years.
It was shocking because a lot of people knew that there was an altercation at the MGM. A lot of people knew that Tupac had gotten into all these altercations, that he had been involved in shootouts before. And it was just disbelief because we had the, in particular, high-profile death of Scott LaRock back in the 80s from Boogie Down Productions, but that was before.
And guys, the other reason too why this was kind of shocking, as you guys know, Tupac had already been shot in New York City, right? And he survived his shooting there. Yeah. And everyone thought, okay, he's going to be resilient, he'll be fine, no big deal, etc. Which that shooting in New York is what led to him with having the beef with Big. But when he actually died, that obviously sent shockwaves throughout, you know, the entire world in the hip hop industry. And the other thing too, I want to let you guys know is that back in the '90s, and Mo and Bills, I'd like you guys to touch on this as well, since you guys are actually involved in the music industry and are aware. In the '90s, hip hop wasn't really considered music. Okay, guys, it was considered filth, trash, crap, like, well, what is this? These guys are talking about violence and killing each other. It wasn't like it is now. It wasn't a mainstream genre. I mean, to put things in perspective for y'all, in the 90s, hip-hop wasn't even a category in the Grammys, guys. So it was not really acknowledged as a legitimate genre of music until way later. The whole Grammys and hip-hop being recognized as a formal music genre, that's something that's recent within the last 10 to 15 years. But I remember as a kid how hip-hop wasn't considered real. It was fake. So so guys like Tupac, guys like Snoop Dogg, guys like Dr. Dre, Biggie, Nas, Jay-Z, etc. A lot of these guys were ahead of their time and were pioneers in the genre to bring it and push it out there. What do y'all? What's your guys' take on it?
Yeah, they kind of made it mainstream.
Yeah.
Big Mo, what you think?
Myron actually said everything. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's right.
Pretty much Myron's completely right. Tupac and Biggie were definitely pioneers of getting hip-hop to the front face of music. Definitely wasn't considered a genre if you're listening to rap. It was also a big gangster rap era. It was a lot of expression about police brutality and a lot of like NWA, and it was just a political time overall.
Yeah. I think that's another reason too why they wouldn't acknowledge it.
Pac was the one that started that. Well,
exactly.
Yeah.
I would say NWA. Because they're talking about, you know, fuck the police in the late 80s.
Yeah.
I meant in the sense of like making it like a...
Very popular?
Yeah.
Like a state, nationwide thing, yeah.
He was very vocal about police brutality, Tupac. He was. And I think that was another component as to why hip-hop wasn't accepted by the mainstream media for so long, is because back then it was super anti-establishment.
Yeah. If you guys watch the movie Straight Outta Compton with...
Loved that.
It
was a good movie, actually.
Yeah, it shows the story of NWA, which reads ends with attitude. I'm not gonna say the word.
No.
You can say it.
Ninjas with attitude?
Ninjas with attitude. Yeah.
All right.
It's a pretty good movie. You guys should watch it.
That movie.
It was a good movie.
To add to what Myron was saying about the shooting, if you guys remember from the last stream we did on Tupac, he usually will wear like a vest. A protective vest, a bulletproof vest.
Yeah.
And that day he didn't, even though I think it was one of the security guards or somebody.
They asked him, "You want to wear your bulletproof vest?" And he said no. It was one of the rare times he didn't wear his vest.
No, it's pretty hot outside. I don't want to wear it because I'll be hot.
Yeah.
And he didn't wear it, and well, that vest probably will have saved his life.
Yeah. If he wore that vest, he'd probably be here today.
Yeah.
Yo, that's crazy actually that he didn't wear his vest that one time.
That one time
because he was excited because after the fight, after they whooped his ass, he was in there bragging in the hotel about how like we knocked him out like Mike Tyson, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe he felt
no, and like he said,
he felt indestructible.
Yeah, and like he said, people are saying, Angie, you're black, you can say. That's funny.
That's
but
true.
like he said, he had been on a shooting before, he had been shot before, so after that he became more precautious because of course he'd be
after he got shot in New York, he got way more cautious.
And he'd be like in more gang activities and stuff. He started wearing that vest, and that day specifically, he didn't wear the vest because even though they told him to wear the vest, he didn't wear it.
Yeah,
we could have saved his life.
Yeah, because he looked at it like, oh, I'm good. We're gonna just go to the club and chill.
Yeah, he said he'd be cold. Hot if you wear it.
Yeah. All
and
right.
he would like to go out with shirtless, with like these shirts that are like open,
tank top,
like low
tank top,
tank tops and stuff like that. Yeah.
So well, that was the style back then. I guess.
In the 90s, he did that often. All right, let's go back to it real fast. But I forgot that little detail that he actually was supposed to wear his vest that night and he didn't.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
where rap was so prominent and dominant in the media and on the Billboard charts. This is Tupac. He's at this point in 1996, he's a movie star. He's gone platinum. He's gone multi-platinum. He's got hits with Dr. Dre now. He's working with Snoop Dogg. He's got all this momentum, and he's a box office draw. So,
matter of fact, yeah, he definitely would have survived because the gun they used to kill him was a Glock 40 caliber. Yeah. That the most bulletproof vest can stop that.
And it was a bullet. He got shot in the chest, the thigh. Well, the thigh it wasn't like a killing one.
Yeah. It was all his torso shot. The torso is what killed him.
Yeah.
So that he would have been, man, damn, that's crazy, bro. All right, let's go back to it. Because it
was the driver that told him to wear the vest. The driver. Not the driver.
His security.
The security.
The security told him to wear the vest, and he didn't do it. Yeah, that was trailing behind them.
Yeah.
He was actually supposed to be in the car with them, and he went.
And he told me, "No, go back."
He said, "Yeah, exactly. Yep."
Yeah.
Because if that security was there, he could have returned fire, and that might have fucked them up a bit, where they, would miss some shots, or they wouldn't have taken as many shots as they did if he was there. I mean, that's crazy when you really think about it.
Back when it shook to drive.
Yeah, it could little decisions like that have huge impact. Yeah. Not wearing your vest because of the temperature, because it was hot. Yeah. Telling your bodyguard saying, "Hey, just jump in the car behind us, follow us." Because I think Pac and Suge were in a rush to get there. Yeah.
That you have known better, to be honest, because if they just engage in this fight in that hotel, in that casino, they will have waited. I mean, something will have told you that this guy can follow you, look for something, start a fight.
They felt invincible, clearly.
Yeah.
For him to not wear his vest and not have his bodyguard, because imagine if he had let his bodyguard be in the backseat of the car and he could have returned fire.
Yeah.
If he was able to return fire, even if Pac didn't have his vest, maybe they wouldn't they weren't able to squeeze off the other 2 or 3 shots that killed Pac, because they go bang bang. He's like, oh, bang bang back, and they're like, oh shit, and then bam, they drive off, and then they take less shots, and he could have survived.
Well, Tupac was a little bit hot-head too.
Yeah, he
was a little bit.
You couldn't tell him shit back then.
Yeah, and he was a child too. I mean, not a child.
He was the best-selling artist.
Young.
He was the main guy at Death Row. He was Suge's main guy. He had at this point he had been successful in movies. He had been an established actor. His music was going crazy. They were winning the East Coast West Coast beef. Like he had dropped "Hit 'Em Up," right, one of the worst diss songs ever.
I will compare him to Bad Bunny right now, because Bad Bunny is his age when he died. Right now.
Oh, you're saying like his popularity is the equivalent to Bad Bunny in the Latin community?
Yeah.
That's a fair equivalent.
Yeah, because Bad Bunny is young too, and he's like top 1, invincible. He will feel like he's right there, and I will say Tupac is the same. It was just taking like
back then I would agree.
decisions.
Yeah, that's an equivalent. Yeah, that's an equivalent for sure.
Died at 27.
Yeah, 27.
27.
Dude.
Okay, my bad. I thought it was 24. Yeah,
that's
my
wild.
bad.
Okay,
yeah,
let's keep going.
Bad Bunny is 27 right now, I think. Pretty sure.
Still wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is one of the biggest people in music and an emerging figure in the overall entertainment world that it was just shocking.
After Tupac Shakur died, conspiracy theories spread that he was actually still alive. That prompted prosecutors during the grand jury testimony to ask rapper Idi Amin how he learned that Tupac Shakur had died. Idi Amin said Tupac's mother told everyone. The prosecutor followed up by apologizing, saying he knew his next question might sound silly, but he asked whether Idi Amin had...
All right, so they had to ask this, guys, right? And this is the transcript from the actual grand jury testimony. You can keep it up, Bills. The reason why they had to say this, guys, is because they have to disprove the theory that Tupac is alive. For them to charge murder successfully, well, they have to prove Tupac actually was murdered and he's not in Cuba hiding out or a stunt double. Like, bro, there were so many crazy conspiracy theories. People were saying that a stunt double came in and actually died, and Tupac ran to Cuba to hide out with his aunt. Remember, guys, we talked about in the last episode, his aunt is actually still to this day, guys, wanted by the FBI for a murder back in the 1970s where they killed New Jersey state trooper. They were saying that he's hiding, he wasn't really killed, blah, 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 it was a mirage, like all kinds of crazy conspiracy theories. So for them to be able to establish that, for them to charge murder successfully, they need to establish that Tupac is in fact not alive, which is why they had to ask. This is going to be a silly question, and I apologize for it. Since that day, have you ever heard from Mr. Shakur? And the answer is, I have not. And this is one of Shakur's friends/associates. Okay, thank you. So in your statement, do you recall seeing 2 people in the front, blah, 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 blah. But yes, they had to establish that element that he is in fact deceased, and the conspiracy theories are not true. And for anybody that still believes in these Tupac conspiracy theories, I don't know what to tell you, bro. More than likely.
You stupid.
Let's keep going.
Oh, guys, my bad. Tupac was 25 when he died. 25.
25? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And my Bunny is almost 30.
All
my
right.
bad. correcting myself. All right, let's go.
Since that day, Idi Amin responded, I have not. There were a lot of conspiracy theories. There were people who believed that Tupac might still be alive. There were people who believed maybe the cops were involved in killing him. I mean, there was all this stuff flying around out there. Why do you think that is?
I think the reason that so many conspiracy theories sprang to life and gained momentum and gained life and traction was that Tupac was a larger than life figure to so many people, and they didn't want to deal with the reality that A, he was dead, and that B, that it could have been something as simple as gang violence. And when you have the streets involved, that adds another layer of frustration.
Pause.
Because now you're dealing with gangs, you're dealing with...
One thing that I've noticed when it comes to hip hop and gang culture and gangster rap music, people love gangster rap music until gangster rap music does what gangster rap music actually talks about, which is what? Killing your opposition, right? People love King Von, but as soon as he gets killed, yo, what the fuck? Outrage. But y'all know that was his life. That's what he did. I mean, we know for a fact at this point that King Von killed people himself, but people don't want to necessarily deal a lot of times with the consequences of their very music that they support that glorifies killing each other. So, you know, for you to have an artist that you listen to, you enjoy, you look at them as an entertainer, and you're like, yo, this shit is lit. Well, when entertaining stops and it's real life, it's very difficult to swallow that pill. And I know that I would say the most recent example of this was absolutely King Von. And even me, I like his music, but after he died, in my head, I was like, oh, what the fuck? Like, what do you mean he's dead? He got killed by some dude named Lil Tim, some no-name rapper. Like, what the fuck? This is bullshit. But then it hit me. Oh, well, what do you expect? When you are a guy that lives by the sword, more than likely you're going to die by the sword. And the thing that pissed people off so much about King Von is he got killed by people that weren't even really his ops that he talked about all the time. It wasn't GDs that killed King Von, because you guys know O Block. They had issues with the Clout Boys, aka FBG Ducks people, who were all GDs, and the King Von and them were BDs, gangster disciples versus black disciples, etc. Which I break this all down in my episode on O Block, right? But in general, he was killed by some dudes out of Savannah, Georgia, in Atlanta. So it was even more difficult for people to fathom. But this is what happens when you live by the sword, you die by the sword, man. So this is another example of that. And the thing that pissed people off about Tupac was that Tupac wasn't intellectual. He did make a lot of music that people can relate to. And he was able to be a gangster rapper, but at the same time, he was also kind of a political activist. Yeah. And I would argue that Tupac is probably the only artist... I want to get your take on this, Bills and Mo, because as I think about this, I'm about to say something here that might get people pissed off. I think Tupac is probably the only gangster rapper that was able to put on the gang, hat with the ops and talking shit, blah, 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 but also be taken seriously from a lyrical perspective and a political activist perspective and as a genuine artist perspective as well, right? Snoop Dogg can't do that. Dr. Dre can't do that. You look at any of the other West Coast legends, Easy E40 can't do that. Easy E can't do that. They were known for being gangster rappers, but no one really took them seriously as a artist after the fact, like Tupac. Ice Cube even, no. I mean, maybe that's a controversial take, etc. But I think Tupac was the only person that was able to put on both hats, where he was able to go ahead and have the gangster aura while simultaneously being looked at as a talented artist that can speak some truth, that can actually impact change. What do y'all think?
You don't say
the closest comparison
to his counterparts in the West Coast. I don't think anyone comes close.
Ice Cube is the closest comparison.
Yeah, I think
Ice Cube, fuck out of here, man.
I said closest comparison, but not quite. Still not quite.
Nah. I think
he was the songwriter for NWA.
Yeah, but
the whole time.
Yeah, but nah.
Jay-Z, no, especially not in the gangster rap standpoint. So that's still a no.
Yeah.
He was only respected as a top lyricist, but gangster rap.
People are saying Nas, but Nas didn't have that commercial success back then, guys.
Nas didn't have that commercial.
Keep in mind, Illmatic was a sleeper go album. People didn't acknowledge Illmatic until later. You know what I mean? That was kind of like a sleeper hit.
50 Cent
Somebody
is a
say
good
Vanilla Ice, I'm dead.
All right, Nipsey Close is close. I would say to give a more modern version. But I'm talking about back then in the 90s, guys. Not after hip hop had already been founded. You know what I mean?
Nipsey also didn't have that big success. Not even close. Especially
to Tupac.
Not even close.
No.
No,
you're right.
He was very well respected in a hardcore fan standpoint, but Nipsey did not have that success.
Yeah.
Rest
So
in
I
peace to
think,
him.
I think Tupac was the only person that was able to put on both hats and be respected from two different perspectives. So, all right, let's keep going. People saying Snoop, nah, man,
50
Snoop definitely
Cent's
not.
a good, not really, but it's another compared to others.
But these artists, I don't consider any of them because hip hop was already there was a lane paved.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? Like it was a serious genre by the time Eminem and all these guys came in.
Yeah.
It was considered a serious genre by then. So I mean, I know you guys are mentioning these rappers in the early 2000s, all fantastic artists, but hip hop was already taken seriously at that point.
And Ye wasn't a gangster rapper like that.
Yeah, no, not at all. So I'm talking about before hip hop was taken seriously, and some of you young boys might not know. But guys, in the 90s, hip hop was not, no, they would look at it like, well, what the fuck is this? This is some nigga music. No, or hell no, never. Grammys? No, fuck out of here.
I know someone ain't say Will Smith.
Yeah. Man, bro, come on, man.
Yeah, like in the chat they say
some of y'all in the chat got some retarded takes, man. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Some of y'all got some really retarded
They're
takes.
saying DMX.
Yeah, like that was after things were paved. Niggas like you be out here saying, "Oh, Mortal Technique is the best rapper," like dumb shit like that, you know?
Like they try to
be on some weirdo shit.
They try to outthink the room.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I hate people that like try to like be what's the word?
Like kind of snobs.
They try to be god damn it. They try to be contrarians.
Yeah.
But without like a real like they try to be contrarians and be like, well, I like this artist, even like to try to make themselves look like I'm alternative, I'm different, and that artist be fucking trash, like Immortal Technique or some shit. Like nigga, nobody trying to listen to somebody like that. Like get the fuck out of here with that, man. You know what I mean? There's always that contrarian that has some smart shit to say. Well, actually, this artist is the best, or actually, this artist does better. No one knows about him or cares, man. Fuck out of here, bro. You know? Like, some of y'all niggas be mentioning some artists like who gives a fuck, bro?
Immoral Technique is fire. What do you mean? They said in the chat.
Someone said Joe Budden.
Niggas in the chat, yeah. I saw somebody in the chat say Master P makeup say, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, yo, some of y'all are some weirdos with that shit, man. Like, I mean, we could have arguments for days about artists and shit, but like, yo, like, come on, man. So some of y'all, KRS-One. Man, nobody gives a fuck about KRS-One, man.
Somebody said
fuck out of here, bro.
Hey, I love Master P.
These old niggas.
I love Master P.
Like, yo, like KRS-One and Rakim or whatever. Look, man, I'm gonna acknowledge that they Eric B, all these guys. I'm gonna acknowledge that they definitely help with forging hip hop and paving a way. But bro, they didn't solidify nothing. Like their shit was boring. The beats were weird. They suck. Like 80s rap to me is like kind of like until it was the late 80s, right? When NWA came in, like 80s rap kind of was trash, bro. I don't care what y'all say, man. Fuck out of here, man. That shit was garbage. So anyway,
if anything, I say
I acknowledge that they helped pave the way. But that whole corny, I'm a microphone checker, because that's what MC stands for. That shit was corny, bro. Niggas out here breakdancing in fucking Adidas tracksuits and shit like that. Yo, that's the real hip hop. All right, man, we'll take your Kango hat, get the fuck out of here. That shit was boring, nigga. That shit was whack. Niggas fucking spin on fucking cardboard boxes. Woo!
with the bucket hats.
Yeah, with the bucket hats. You LL Cool J niggas, man, get the fuck out of here, bro. With your big ass boom boxes, like, yo, that was the shit back in my day. Get the fuck out of here. In my radio. That shit corny, man.
Knock you out.
Yeah, man. Shit was corny. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying?
What R. Kelly, bro? That's R&B, bro. What R. Kelly?
Yeah,
bro,
man.
that's not even hip. That's R&B, bro.
Yeah, man. Niggas out here talking about Slick Rick and all this other shit, man. Fuck out of here, bro.
I'm still there with the Vanilla Ice.
Yeah, like, come on, yeah, you did. Like this shit, man. Come on, man.
Come on.
Bro, look, I acknowledge that they're pioneers of hip hop, but bro, you can't sit there and tell me, oh, I'm gonna go listen to some Run DMC over some like over some Illmatic. Like, come on, man. Like this, the '80s hip hop shit was corny. LL Cool J, right? You know, like Mama said, knock you out, Flavor Flav and shit, and Public Enemy. Like, bro,
boy.
I respect y'all niggas for paving the way, but y'all niggas suck, man. Corny, corny. The lyrics trash, but wordplay, bars, etc. trash. Nah, man. People, and I know people are gonna clip that and say, oh, nah, man, that shit was trash. I think the best genre of hip hop is the '90s West Coast shit, right? The '90s East Coast shit. and obviously the early 2000s. That's what I think is the best because you got a perfect blend of gangsta hip hop, then with some lyricism. You know, they actually made hip hop be taken seriously as a genre, right? Niggas mentioning Chuck D. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, yo,
Chuck D.
get the fuck out of here, man. Kumo D. Come on, man. Come on, man.
They said Fat Joe.
Fat Joe.
Come on, man. You know, like, y'all niggas, man. Because, like, yo, you want to take people want to say, oh, KRS-One, yo, these old art, blah, blah, blah. Bro, you want to take them and compare them to like a Mobb Deep, like Shook ones? Come on, man. That's what I'm trying to say. There's more iconic hip-hop shit from the 90s and the early 2000s that's going to stand the test of time over these old 80s niggas wearing Adidas tracksuits spinning on fucking cardboard boxes, man. Come on, man. Niggas popping it like, doosh, doo, 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 doo. You know what I'm saying? They pop locking all this weirdo shit. Man, nobody gives a fuck about none of that. That's not what's memorable. Like no one, you know what? Name one goddamn KRS-One song besides the Bronx shit. Welcome to fuck. Name one. None of y'all can. Come on, man. I think artists like Mobb Deep, Jay-Z, Nas, etc. They did way more for the East Coast than an Eric B, a Run DMC, a KRS-One, etc. A Beastie Boys. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Beastie Boys.
Come on, man.
Oh, bro, what?
Well, how did that dumbass song go? To Brooklyn?
No sleep till Brooklyn.
Yeah, I am asleep from listening to this Brooklyn song. Get the fuck out of here, bro. You know, like you can't compare like the 80s New York artists to the 90s New York artists and the early 2000s New York artists that like really revolutionized hip hop. I would say Jay, Nas, 50 Cent, who else? The Diplomats, G-Unit in general. Like, these guys had a way bigger impact on hip-hop than a KRS-One, a Rakim, or Run DMC, whatever it may be. They're the people that blew hip-hop into the mainstream and made it a genre that can be listened to, by everybody. That's my take on it. That's my opinion. I know a lot of y'all in the chat might not agree with me, but I think that's why these discussions are interesting. But Big L, another great artist. You know what I'm saying? That's some shit right there. Like Big L, that's someone who doesn't get their flowers. You know? You guys want to see something crazy. Listen to his was it the 7-minute freestyle, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, I think so, right?
Yeah, I think that's the big one. Who was on that? Was that Jay on that one? I think Jay was on it.
I honestly cannot remember. What?
Yeah, nigga said Cool G rap, man. Get the fuck, bro. All right, Joe Budden. Joe Budden, no, trash, and everybody knows it's trash. Shout out to Drake for shitting on him because Joe Budden's a fucking bum, and everybody knows he's a bum. Pump it up. The fuck out of here, man.
I looked up one of the Beastie Boys, bro.
Yeah, man. Wow. Oh, really? I'm not surprised. Not surprised. Not surprised.
I was like
automatically to the bottom of the totem pole now. Automatic.
Automatic.
All right, let's go. Let's keep going.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, Joe is a hater.
Bro, we just got the strikes off, bro.
Yeah.
Black on black crime, and you're dealing with the disappointment of, man, this came from within the community.
The grand jury also heard testimony about the East Coast-West Coast feud between rappers, specifically between Suge Knight's Death Row Records and Sean Puffy Combs' Bad Boy Records.
There was a big rivalry between Death Row Records and Bad Boy Entertainment, and a lot of times it's labeled as an East Coast-West Coast feud, but in reality it was mainly those two entities, individuals of those two entities had problems with each other, and then I think the media latched on to the idea of this East versus West thing when it was really a group of select individuals that didn't get along.
But there was a connection between Keefe D's Southside Compton Crips and Bad Boy Records. A witness testified that Keefe D and his nephew Orlando Anderson were in charge of the relationship between the Southside Compton Crips and Bad Boy Records, and that Bad Boy Records feared Suge Knight. Death Row was associated with the Bloods. Another Bad Boy Records connection, a witness testified that Eric Zip Martin gave Keefe D the gun the night that Tupac was shot. Zip knew Sean Puffy Combs. Suge Knight's former head of security, Reggie Wright, testified that Suge Knight and Sean Puffy Combs were once on good terms, but things changed in 1995. Wright said Suge Knight believed that Combs was responsible for the death of one of his friends. He then told the grand jury about how Tupac Shakur talked about having sex with the Notorious B.I.G.'s wife in a song and rapped about killing members of Bad Boy Records.
Hit him up.
Wright said the feud escalated.
Pause.
With
Faith Evans, right?
Faith Evans.
Yeah, Faith Evans at 304. So let's keep going.
Fuck your bitch, you fat
a member of Bad Boy Records pointing a gun at Tupac Shakur at an awards show months before that shooting in Las Vegas. Wright said Keefe D was at that awards show with members of Bad Boy Records. That, coupled with the theft of the Death Row chain and then the MGM grand fight, caused things to come to a head that night in September of 1996 in Las Vegas. Prosecutors say it ended with the murder of Tupac Shakur. Wayne Keefe D. Davis is expected to enter a plea to the murder charges when he appears in court next week. For Law and Crime.
All right, let's go back to the tabs. Let's see what else we got here left. Okay, this is only a minute. Let's play. I didn't even see this, so let's go ahead and click this. It says Keefe D gives his last words on going to prison for Tupac's murder.
So when it comes to the rumor that's been going around, man, that you might be getting arrested for the murder of Tupac, any last words?
Dude, I'm a man, I'm gonna stand tall through it all, dog. Whatever the law got to offer me, I'm gonna come through it, you know what I'm saying? I'm staying tall through it all, dude. They do come arrest me, what the fuck I'm gonna do, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm staying through it all. The law got me, homie. God got me, homie. That's why I'm still here and everything, dude.
This is right before he got arrested.
The law got me.
Oh my God.
And I'm not worried about that or nothing like that.
He probably got information that the grand jury was convening.
No, the
If
police
they do
got
come arrest me, all I want to do is just try to do the best, hire me some good attorneys and try to get up out the shit. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause they would have never found out everything. All that shit was a big cross. You know what I'm saying? It crossed me. All he did was he was in it for money gang, dude. You know what I'm saying? But nobody supposed to ever find out that bullshit, and dude was in there for money gang. And I'm done with that.
Pause. Nigga said he got his sunglasses inside. You know he don't give a fuck.
They keep calling him Chris.
Yeah. Yeah. Yo, it is hard to understand him though.
Yeah, like how this guy was a ringleader is beyond me. I didn't understand a word.
I actually understood everything. I ain't gonna lie, but I am from North Miami, so of course I understood exactly what he was saying.
Yeah.
Let's go back to what's the next tab there? So that was right before he got arrested. So here is the footage, guys. Let's go ahead and run this. This is the body cam footage of him getting arrested.
Oh, I saw this.
Yeah. It's 9 minutes, but we won't play the whole thing. So here's the police pulling up.
All right, you ready?
Yes, go for it.
Hey, Keefe, Metro Police, come over here. Hey, Metro Police, come over here, all right? Thanks, buddy. Come on over here. Appreciate your cooperation, okay? I'll stand right here in front of the car. Yep. Nope, we're going to put it down. I know, hang on. Put that down for a second, all right?
You got nothing on your
It's peaceful. No, crazy.
He's old now.
He already knew what time it was, though. They come out with vests like that, he's like, yeah, okay.
You have anything on you, sir?
It's not the 97, 96 anymore.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, we'll get you a drink. Hang on, all right? Just want to make sure you got no weapons on you or anything, okay? I'll separate the two, sir. Thank you.
Nigga was going for a walk and they got him.
Put your palms together like you're clapping. I just want to make sure these cuffs can be all right on you.
And pause. More than likely, guys, what ended up happening as they were getting ready to indict him, or after they indicted him, they probably had him under surveillance and they were watching what his schedule was like, and they're like, all right, let's get him at the most opportune time. They probably had a body of work as far as like how his day goes, and they're like, all right, the most opportune time to get him in a safe situation is we're gonna get him on his morning walk, etc. So they probably had been watching him for a bit. That's how they're able to, do it. So they make it look easy, but that's how they were able to do it so smoothly. They probably had already kind of known his schedule and his routine. Let's keep going.
Is that his car?
I don't think so. No, that's probably their vehicle. It's unmarked.
Yep. I'm good. My parking's clear. I'm right here. Huh? Right here.
Got him bright and early in the morning,
Do you have
man.
anything on you, sir? No. That was okay. Phone
And you guys can see,
water.
they arrested him about 6 days after the true bill of indictment, so they had probably had him on surveillance for a few days. You know what I'm saying?
You just going for a walk or what? Yeah. Okay. You do like a morning walk every day or?
Okay.
And this is in Henderson.
Yeah, Henderson. Yeah. For those that are wondering, Henderson is what, 10, 20 miles outside of Vegas. It's not far. It's close by.
16 miles.
Yeah, it's a suburb of Vegas, guys. Henderson.
Let's walk over here, sir. Okay. Don't worry, your water's gonna come.
So he doesn't make any statements.
He double locked and all that?
Yep. Okay. Everything's good.
He probably knows what he's being arrested for at this point.
I don't. Yep. Hold on before we put it on.
Yep.
We got to put some leg shackles on you. It's just part of our policy.
Are you wearing double pants, sir? You wearing double pants or these are boxers? All right, I'm gonna pull these all the way up.
Awkward.
I'm gonna toss these on you real quick, my man.
And he was a drug dealer in the early, in the late 90s. Right?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, sir, go and have a seat right in here. I'm gonna help you out. Yep, just kind of put your butt up against there. Kick that foot up. You ready?
I'm a pro, dude. I got it.
Oh, you got it? All right.
I'm a pro, dude.
I'm a pro. He's I'm a pro. All right.
I ain't gonna lie, that was pretty funny, but yeah.
I'm a pro, dude. I know how to do this.
It ain't the first time I've been arrested, ninjas.
I know the drill.
Oh, man.
Bro, that's gangster right there.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, that's gangster.
Yeah, it ain't his first rodeo. All right, let's keep going.
Thank you. No, we're done. Oh, yep.
All right, this is another angle.
I'm right here.
Okay.
This police wearing shorts?
Yeah, it's hot in Vegas, man.
Do you have anything on you, sir?
No.
Shorts are approved for that department.
Phone and water.
We're gonna put you in the car.
I need.
It's hot. It's hot as hell.
Yeah, Vegas be hot as hell, man.
You just going for a walk or what?
And this that dry heat too?
Dry ass heat?
Yeah, man.
You do like a morning walk every day, or?
Like Vegas is like, at night it's cold,
water,
and then during the day it's hot as fuck.
Yeah, well, as soon as we get you in the car.
Yeah, desert heat, man.
All right. I appreciate it, sir. Really? Let's walk over here, sir. Okay. Don't worry, your water's gonna come.
Well, this ain't the hood. This Henderson.
Yeah, this ain't the hood. That's the suburbs, bro.
Yeah.
Somebody have legs?
Yeah, I got some.
Yep. Hold on before we put them in.
even have hoods?
Yeah, I think North Vegas is the hood, if I'm not mistaken. Someone from Vegas correct me in the chat if I'm wrong.
Part of our policy.
Are you wearing double
Criminal
pants?
apprehension team, so yeah.
You wearing double pants or these are boxers?
That's why they're blurring their faces, because these guys might work undercover in some of their details or they're investigators. That's why they're blurring the police faces, guys. These guys aren't uniformed guys. Think of them as like kind of the marshals for this police department. Which I wouldn't be surprised that they have an apprehension team, because a city like Vegas, where you're going to have a lot of people that aren't necessarily from the city, you're going to need a dedicated unit to go get your guys. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't be surprised if this is a team that probably travels out a lot to go get people in other states, or other jurisdictions.
I'm a pro. He said I'm a pro.
He said I'm a pro.
The way he said he's a pro.
All right. So you're just going to see different angles, but we've seen the arrest now from two different body cam angles. All right, let's go back to the tabs. We've been covering a lot here, man. Hope you guys are enjoying the show, man. Yo, I see here that we got 1,600 of y'all watching on YouTube. Can you guys do me a favor and go ahead and like the video, man? Let's get 100% engagement on this bitch. 1.7K. Like the video, guys. Let's hit 1.7K likes on YouTube, man. So this can get pushed up in the algorithm, because this is by far the best breakdown on this case on the internets right now. What's up next? Okay, let's go ahead. This is now we're going to get into the Diddy angle here, where he's saying that he was put up to this by Diddy. And this is one of the detectives that were involved in this investigation. I think he's from Compton PD, if I'm not mistaken. What does that say there, Bills? You can remove me from the thing. Retired Compton PD officer. Okay, bam. Okay, so he's very aware of this gang war and the politics, because he was involved in the gang investigations. So let's go ahead and hit play.
Puffy in this?
Well, I mean, let's face it, it's been 27 years, right? They would have to have some sort of bank records or some old videotape that they videotaped him offering this bounty. So, I mean, I don't think there's any credibility to this P. Diddy story because I see it all over the social media right now. And I just don't believe it. I mean, just based on what I know about it, me investigating.
And just so you guys know, Diddy denied, well, obviously, he denied any type of link to this, and he said that it's ludicrous and obviously, you know, clout chase or whatever it may be. I'll give you guys my take here in a little bit, but let's continue on with the video.
The case and my experience, I mean, this is like Gangs 101. You know what I mean? They snatched the chain. They beat him down at the MGM. Let's go looking for him. This is straight gang shit, man. You know, I don't think P. Diddy has anything to do with anything. And I don't know for sure. Maybe he did. But how are they going to prove it 27 years later? It's almost impossible. You know, he's not going to admit to it, even if he did do it, right? So, right.
Hypothetically speaking, right, what would Keefe D have to provide to the police to...
And just so you guys know, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. That's what it is when it comes to criminal, criminal cases. Let's keep going.
Show them that, you know, Diddy had a connection to Tupac murder.
Well, he would have to give him some concrete evidence. You know, you just can't go out and, I mean, you could go out and interview him, but they're not going to subpoena him. They're not going to do anything in Keefe D unless they have a probable cause to do anything. I mean, when I said Keefe D, but I meant P. Diddy. But because P. Diddy's big time. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the biggest stars around. You know, the guy, they're not going to do anything to P. Diddy.
Right. But the thing that's confusing to me, man, is...
If they did, he's going to have a legal team ready to go. Like, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. As soon as this news broke out that Diddy hired this guy, I guarantee you he probably retained a lawyer immediately. And, he's prepared for anything that comes down. Like I said before, guys, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. We know OJ killed his wife, you know, and what's his name? God damn it. Something Gold.
Some Goldman.
Goldman, yeah. We know he killed, you know, his wife, and Goldman. We know that for a fact. But they couldn't prove it, so what happens? If the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit, by the famous words of
Johnny
Cochran, right, who's now deceased. So that's what it comes down to. And guys, we're going to read chats here in a little bit, so don't worry. We'll play this video and then we'll keep going.
If you're going off of what Keefe D said in interviews and what he said in his book, then do you have to go off of what he's saying about Puffy?
Well, they have a crime that was committed. They have a murder. They have a crime scene. They have my testimony that's going to, you know, tell them what it's like to be a gang member in Compton, you know, and I saw all these players grow up and I could talk about, hey, this is what gang members do when you disrespect them.
Boom, so he testified.
You know what I'm saying? So they have more to go on this case than just his word that, hey, yeah, he offered to pay me $1 million. Well, okay, what else you got? You think they're actually going to go after a guy like P. Diddy that on his word? You have to have more.
Yeah.
You have to have more evidence.
Pause real quick. Guys, the testimony of one crook is never enough to indict another crook. You always need corroborating evidence besides the person snitching. You know, if they say, oh, such and such put me up to it, well, you better have some goddamn proof that he put you up to it. Do you have text messages? Do you have letters? Do you have bank statements? Do you have cash? Do you have some type of proof that this under individual was involved? Their testimony alone, guys, because remember, a criminal is a criminal. So they're already not going to be considered as trustworthy or as what's credible. So you're going to need more than just a crook's testimony. Now, with that said, let's say you don't have that concrete evidence, but you have 3, 4, 5, 10 different defendants saying the same thing, then that will add more credibility because the same people are saying the same thing because they're not necessarily aware of what the other persons are saying during their interviews. So if 3, 4, 5 people corroborate the same information that are all co-defendants in the same case, well, that's a lot stronger. Okay? Let's keep going with the clip.
Any way Keefe D can win this case?
No, I don't think so. I mean, he could try to beat it in court. I mean, you never know what jurors are going to say, and I don't really know what his defense is going to be because, he admitted it on several interviews. He admitted it in his book. So what's he going to say? I lied? Well, I don't think that he's going to get off on it myself. But again, this case is 27 years old, so, you never know what's going to happen.
But hypothetically, right, what if he offered the cops some unsolved murders that happened in Compton back in the day, if they let him off? Can he do that?
No. No, because I don't think Las Vegas cares about what happened in Compton. I mean, he got one of the biggest cases in history, really. When you think about it, Tupac was like Elvis. So they're not going to, he could tell them anything they want, though. They're not going to, I don't think they'll offer him any kind. He could try to take a deal, but I don't think he has any information that they would say, okay, if you tell us he did this murder, we'll give you a lesser sentence. Not now, because it's been so long. So they're going to go after him, I believe.
I can only imagine the information.
He's 100% correct. Las Vegas Police Department is not going to give a shit about crimes that went down in Compton. That's not their jurisdiction. They have no need to care. Hell, it's not even their state. So unless he was able to provide some crazy information in Las Vegas, I doubt that they're going to take anything he says seriously. Also keep in mind, guys, he's 60 years old now. Probably hasn't been involved in significant criminal activity like that in his older years. He might still be involved in some criminal activity, but probably not to a significant degree where he's entrenched in it so deep where he is able to provide information that's worthy of knocking some time off. And then again, like I said before, Las Vegas Police Department definitely has an incentive to prosecute this to the fullest extent of the law because of the notoriety of the case and the caliber of the victim being, an international superstar that's going to go down in history. So like I told y'all before, this case, Tupac's murder, has been a black eye for the city of Las Vegas for decades. So I'll be damned if they're going to give him any type of mercy on this. They're not. They're probably going to prosecute him to the fullest extent of the law and look for the biggest penalty they can because that's a feather in their cap if they can get him a life sentence. I don't think Nevada has the death penalty, if I'm not mistaken. Mo, can you fact check that? Or actually, Angie, can you fact check that if Nevada has a death penalty? But yeah, let's keep going.
Keefe D knows, man, about stuff that went on around Compton, yo.
Yeah, I'm sure he could solve quite a few crimes if he really wanted to. So that's for sure.
Yeah. All right.
It does.
Nevada does have the death penalty? Okay, because I know for a period of time they didn't, but now they do.
It says in here, Nevada is one of the 27 states that permit capital punishment.
Okay.
However, the state has not actually carried out an execution since April 26, 2006.
Oh,
A
shit.
sentence of death is reserved for individuals convicted of murder involving aggravating circumstances.
Okay, so in this case, I think I think that's why they went ahead and hit him with the gang enhancement. The gangster thing might make it an aggravating circumstance, and they might use that to justify a death penalty. That's what they're doing. That's what they did with Melly in Florida. They're trying to get Melly a death penalty, or they try to get Melly a death penalty because the murder they're saying was done at the a gang related situation, and that's an enhancement that drives it up to the death penalty.
Right.
That's why they spent so much time. If you guys watch the death, and I covered this on other episodes, but they spent a significant amount of time, damn near a week, interviewing a gang detective who wore a mask during some of his testimony, just on the gang stuff, so they can rationalize or justify the death penalty for YNW Melly. Okay, so let's go. So I have an interview here, very interesting, with Vlad and Pierce Morgan. Okay, as you guys know, Vlad, and I could pull it up real quick. Pull up DJ Vlad interview. I'm not gonna play it because Vlad is, and he definitely got copyright if I play his stuff. But go to YouTube real quick. Type in Keefe D. Yeah, you could do it right. Like duplicate one of the tabs or something like that. Not the Pierce Morgan one, the other one that we already used.
Oh, this one right here?
Yeah. Just hit search there. Keefe D and Vlad.
And Vlad?
Yeah, and it should come up, and I'll show you guys which interview. You guys can watch it. Yeah, hit enter. Yep. That interview right there, guys. He posted it again 3 weeks later, which I give Vlad credit. He definitely reposts interviews that he did before if it becomes relevant. As you guys know, when Tupac got arrested, he just reposted the full interview. But that is basically the interview that he did with Keefe D, which, where he made some statements, and he didn't really want to talk about certain things. He kept saying, refer to the book, refer to the book. But we're going to go ahead and have Pierce Morgan interview Vlad about this interview. Let's hit play.
Are we doing it 1.5?
Yeah, we can do a 1.5. Good call. Oh, yeah, we high definition now, boyos.
Welcome back to Plead. It was a question that gripped the world. Who killed Tupac Shakur, the 25-year-old rapper, considered one of the most influential artists of all time, was gunned down in Las Vegas in 1996. Well, on Friday, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis was indicted on one count of murder with a deadly weapon in relation to the killing. DJ Vlad, a major commentator in the hip-hop industry for years, admitted that police in Las Vegas asked him to help their investigation after he interviewed Keefe D. for his own show. And DJ Vlad joins me now.
Just so you guys know, a lot of people don't like Vlad because Vlad is very... I can see y'all in the chat already talking shit. A lot of people don't like DJ Vlad because they look at him as a culture vulture. They look at him as a guy that has gotten rappers arrested and in trouble because the police have absolutely used interviews from rappers against them in criminal cases. The most common one that I could think of right now off the top of my head without referring to Keefe D, because they definitely used Keefe D's interview against him, is Casanova. They definitely used a bunch of the clips from the Casanova interview against him in his RICO case, where he got arrested with the Gorilla Stone Bloods. If you guys want the full breakdown of Casanova, I did a whole episode on Casanova. I predicted that he was going to get convicted and get a bunch of time. I think he ended up getting, fact check it, Angie, how much time Casanova got. He got 20-some years. On a federal RICO case, got arrested by the FBI. Yep, and they used clips from that.
DJ Vlad Casanova?
DJ Vlad, yeah. No. How much time he got? Just search how much time he got, Casanova. But I think he got 20-something because he didn't want to snitch, and that's why I predicted that he wouldn't snitch and he would get more time. But that's why people don't like DJ Vlad. He gets a lot of
188 months. Yeah.
Okay, that is how many years? Hold on.
That's
the feds always do it by months.
Like 15 years or something like that?
15 years, okay. 15 years. That's because he pled. He was going to get 20 plus. Sorry. He was going to get 20 plus if he had taken it to trial. But since he pled, they gave him 15. That's what it was. But he didn't snitch either. That was another thing.
15 years and 7 months.
Yeah. God damn. But yeah, that is why people dislike Vlad, guys. He has kind of a love-hate relationship in the hip-hop community. My thing is, he has a big platform. Artists are going to go in there for exposure. Artists are going to say stupid shit that might incriminate them down the road. It's not really Vlad's fault if people say stupid shit that will incriminate them later. At the end of the day, you're responsible for every word that comes out your mouth, not necessarily Vlad. Does Vlad ask prodding questions and try to get information out that people want to know? Yes, but it's up to you how you answer. So, you got to take accountability for what you say, especially if you're involved in street life. But a lot of artists want the clout, they want the notoriety, they want the fame that comes, they want the promotion that comes with going on a platform as big as Vlad's, right? He's arguably probably one of the biggest hip-hop media outlets. You take, I would say the top three are definitely, Vlad, DJ Academics, No Jumper. Those three probably are the biggest on YouTube when it comes to hip-hop. So, yeah, that's what's going to happen. You're going to put yourself out there like that. You want the promo, you want the notoriety, you want the clicks. Well, if you admit to certain things that are illegal, the police can absolutely use that against you later on, especially if they're able to take your statements and corroborate it through physical evidence that they gathered on their own. That is the key, my friends. All right, like the video. Let's keep going. Let's go see this Pierce Morgan interview with Vlad, and he talks about this situation.
The Rumble chat, bro.
They're going crazy? I know they are.
Yeah, bro.
I know for a fact they're going crazy in that chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you actually see a gun?
No, shit. Once he got the region, I got the ducking.
So someone from your car started shooting at Tupac and Shook.
So Orlando shot him across the
Pause.
He leaned over.
Okay, this footage, by the way, that they're playing is from, I think, 2008, when Keefe D confessed to the police about his involvement in the murder, and he did it under the presumption of immunity, by the way. Okay? And I think he was talking with LAPD. I'm not sure which police department he was talking to, but Let's keep going. That's where that clip is coming from. And so they're intermingling Vlad's interview with footage from the interview that he did with the police.
On the window, we rolled down the window, popped. They would drove on my side, I would have popped them. You know what I'm saying? But they was on the other side.
I would have popped them if it was on my
DJ
side.
Vlad joins me now. DJ Vlad, thank you very much indeed for joining the show.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
I know you've studied this case for so long, and these interviews that you did with Keefe D.
I know some of y'all in the chat are probably like, wait, what the fuck? What? Yes, I know. That is DJ Vlad, guys. What the fuck? Some of y'all might be wondering what the hell's going on here. Vlad has a interview style, kind of Say Cheese does this as well. Say Cheese also is up there as well. I would say the top four, DJ Vlad, Academics, No Jumper, Say Cheese. These are all huge media outlets on YouTube that do interviews with rappers, etc. Vlad, also like Say Cheese, interview style is you don't see them on camera. They just ask questions, and they have the interviewee in the shot the entire time. They almost never show the interviewer. So a lot of people don't even know what Vlad looks like. And I think he does that by design for a couple of different reasons. But yes, that is DJ Vlad, guys, what he actually looks like. Let's keep going. I knew some of y'all in chat like, what the fuck?
They've turned out to be extremely significant in this investigation, leading, in fact, to him being arrested and indicted. When you heard that news, how did you feel?
Well, I mean, the goal wasn't really to get anyone arrested. It was really just to get the truth of the matter. The story about Orlando Anderson killing Tupac, I've known since around 2007. So this was essentially the worst kept secret in LA. Everyone knew about it, but there were no arrests, there was no convictions, there was no anything, there was no actual proofs. There was a lot of conspiracy theories around it. So around 2008, when I first heard the Keefe confession tapes that Greg Kading got, then I found out there was a book that was about to come out. I got a hold of Keefe D and his co-writer, and we scheduled an interview, and we just went from there.
I mean,
Pause.
He appears to have incriminated himself in this interview.
Just so you guys know, the book and the interviews all came out in 2019. Okay? The police said that they reinvigorated the case around 2018, but I think the interviews in tandem with the book being released really solidified their investigation even further. So they probably reopened the case in 2018 because there was talks about a book coming out and interviews and stuff like that. But by 2019, all the information was starting to get out there, early 2019, and that's definitely what got them going again. Let's keep going.
Did you believe he was doing that as you interviewed him?
Well, I think that he believed that he had a level of immunity when he did the proffer agreement. I think at the time he was saying that he had cancer, so maybe he didn't think he had much time to live. So he was just kind of letting it loose at that point. But it was a little bit crazy that he actually sat down and we did everything. And when I asked him about it, sometimes
guys, a proffer, by the way, is when you provide information to law enforcement under the presumption that you are not going to be charged for the things that you talk about. But there's a big caveat to that. You must be 100% honest with law enforcement when you provide information in that proffer. And if law enforcement finds out that you misled, lied, or concealed any material facts, they can absolutely throw that immunity out the window and come after you later for criminal charges. So it's one of two things that went down here. It's either A, he lied during some portion of the interview or misrepresented or misled law enforcement to the degree to protect himself or other individuals, or B, the people that gave him the proffer, the law enforcement agency that gave him the proffer, didn't necessarily have the authority to give him full immunity. So, for example, let's say he had done this proffer with Los Angeles Police Department, and they said, we're not going to prosecute you for any of these crimes, right? Or Compton Police Department in this case, but potentially. We're not going to prosecute you for any of these crimes if you come clean, etc. Well, that's cool. They're not going to prosecute him and Compton under that jurisdiction for the crimes that were that went down there, that went on over there. But that does not change the fact that Las Vegas and their district attorney's office might not come after you for the situation. So I'm not sure which PD did this interview. It might have been Vegas or Compton. If it was Vegas, then that means that he probably lied to them or covered up some material fact, and they were able to throw that immunity out the window and come after him for murder down the road. Because that's a big factor in whether you actually get immunity when you do a proffer, is you need to be honest. And if they're able to prove that you lied, immunity out the window, they could come after you for those statements that you made. So let's go back and continue on.
he would try to dodge certain questions, but ultimately I used the book as a blueprint. So whenever a question wouldn't get answered, I said, well, the book said X, Y, and Z. And then at that point, he kind of went along with the, what was written in the book.
It's been reported that you have resisted efforts by the police to hand over.
Now, during the interview, and you guys could watch it, it's right around, I think, the 1 hour mark, okay, on that interview. He asked him a question, right, about who shot, blah, 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 or, yo, there was a mention in the book that Pac had a gun. Keefe would basically, like, kind of be like, oh, yeah, it's in the book. Spend the $20, buy the book. And what Vlad would do instead is he would read a passage from the book, and then Keefe would just agree with it. And, again, this is why so many people hate Vlad, because he does shit like that, right, where he asks extremely, how do I say this, uncomfortable and prodding questions that could put people in a compromising situation. But, right, from a viewer standpoint, it's the questions that people want to know the answers to. So I respect his ability to be an aggressive journalist and pursue the truth regardless of of the backlash that he gets, because best believe he gets a lot of backlash. But obviously, you know, that's what the people want. And that's why he has the reputation that he has. So it's a double-edged sword. He gets the information, but he goes about it in an extremely prodding and an invasive way that pisses a lot of people off. And then the fact that he's not black, let's just keep it a million, the fact that he's not African-American, they look at that as, this dude is profiting off of hip-hop, this dude is putting people in compromising situations, blah, 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 and he's making a big buck off of it, right? Because, like, if you look at someone like his counterpart, like a Say Cheese, right, Sean Cotton, he asks prodding questions like that too, but he's not as bad at it as, like, Vlad. And Say Cheese, he's black. It's different. So he knows kind of the realm to be in when he's asking questions that might get someone jammed up that's going through a criminal case, versus Vlad doesn't give a fuck. So, you know, it is what it is. You know, you pick who you want to watch, but that's why so many people dislike Vlad, because of shit like that. So he doesn't want to confirm or deny. He reads the passage from the book, looks at the guy, and he kind of confirms it. And the police can use that against him, and they did. So what's so funny, Mo? They can hear you laughing.
The chat.
Oh, the chat, laughing at the chat. Yeah, I know. They're going crazy. Yeah, I know. The Rumble chat is going wild right now.
It's about the YouTube as well.
Yeah. So let's keep going.
All the unedited tapes. Is that true? And if so, why?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, ultimately, people that we have on our show, we don't turn around and cooperate against those same people with the police. For me, just in terms of business-wise and my ethics and so forth, I just feel there's something wrong. So when Las Vegas police reached out to me multiple times, I just never responded. I think what they did ultimately want was the raw footage. That was an email that they sent after a couple of phone calls went unanswered. Ultimately, if you know the style of our footage, everything that we film gets released. So I think there's a little bit of a barking up the wrong tree situation, but maybe they thought there was a gotcha on there in the footage that was unreleased, which I'm not aware of it, since everything did get released. But ultimately, we don't cooperate with the police. And, you know, we've had situations where police have tried to get footage from us, and we've had our lawyers step in and actually block it.
Are you concerned?
Okay,
I mean,
pause.
you know, I've done many interviews.
And just so you guys know, if I was an investigator, right, and I wanted footage from DJ Vlad, I would just grand jury subpoena his ass, and he's got to give it to me. That's done. Hey, give me the goddamn stuff. Oh, I'm not cooperating. I'm not going to respond. Okay, I'm going to serve you a grand jury subpoena. If you don't give me this footage, you're going to go to prison. And that's how you go about it with people like that don't want to cooperate. That's especially at the federal level. You would get a federal grand jury subpoena, and they have to give you that stuff. Or worse yet, you could, if you really want to go hard, you can go ahead and get a search warrant for it, and then if you have reason to believe that there's evidence of a crime in his footage, you can go ahead and get a search warrant and go that route. That's a bit more invasive. You probably don't need to go that step, but you can absolutely serve him with the grand jury subpoena, and lawyer can't do shit about that. Let's keep going. Mute your mic, Mo. They can hear you laughing.
Crime interviews actually over the years. There's always a certain element of concern as an interviewer when you stray into that kind of territory about repercussions from people involved. I mean, given there's now been an indictment here, are you worried about repercussions against you?
I don't worry about doing my job. I've been doing VladTV for 15 years now. We've covered a lot of very serious issues. We've interviewed like mass murderers like Sammy the Bull and so forth. So I don't really worry when it comes to doing my job. My job supersedes any level of concern or fear or anything else like that. And ultimately, you know, if I ever feel there is a situation where there might be some danger, I always move with armed security.
You're famously a very big fan of Tupac, as of course millions of people were, and it remained one of the great mysteries about this. If it turns out that your interviews have helped lead to solving this mystery, do you feel a sense of closure for Tupac and his family?
Well, I mean, for me, the closure came 4 years ago when I did the interview. there was a lot of conspiracy theories when it comes to Tupac. There was that, Suge had him set up. There was the government did it. There was the first responder had a body that he switched. That Tupac is living in Cuba somewhere. There's a lot of crazy theories out there. So for me, when I did the interview 4 years ago and we went through the entire story, really Keefe D's entire life story, but really leading up to what happened from Orlando getting jumped at the mall to, the next few steps to them going to Vegas to what happened, during the fight to what happened afterwards. That essentially told the story. I've been saying for years that I saw the Tupac murder.
Right.
When it comes to the family, I've had various family members reach out through people to say they're very happy about it. But the thing about it is, I know people that were very close to Tupac's mother, Afeni Shakur, and they all told me that while she was alive, she did not care about the police solving this case. The Shakur family had a very, bad relationship with the police.
Vlad, we've run out of time.
Was pregnant.
I'm really sorry. I'd love to have done more of this. Thank you very much for a great interview. I've been following you for a long time.
I hate when
Dan,
Pierre
you're great at
says
what you
that,
do,
man.
and I congratulate you on this. Thank you very much.
Cuss
indeed.
people off all the time, and shit. It's so rude, man. But that's what happens when you're, as much as Pierce tries to say he's not mainstream media, he really is mainstream media, bro. So anyway, guys, with that said, let's go ahead and go. We got something special for y'all, actually. Go to the tabs real quick. Okay. We got the New York article, but we don't need that because we already kind of covered a bunch of that stuff. What do we got here? Okay, guys, so this is a book, Compton Street Legend, okay, Notorious Keefe D's street-level accounts of Tupac and Biggie murders, etc., death row origins. So I went ahead, guys, and got the Audible version of the book for y'all right before the show. That's why we were so late, because I couldn't remember my goddamn Audible password and shit. Because I have it on my phone logged in at all times, but then I had to go on the computer. I'm like, oh my god, I got to remember this crap, and then, you know how it is when you forget your passwords. A pain in the ass.
I forgot you were supposed to ask me because I actually knew it.
You actually knew what?
Your Audible, your Amazon
account. Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. But yeah, so that's what the delay was, and I apologize for that. But I promise it's worth it, guys. So we're gonna we're gonna actually play in his own words the Audible from his book, guys. And it's chapter 9, if I'm not mistaken, the main event.
Yes.
Okay. And we're gonna go ahead and play the audio, stop it as needed. And this is in his own words, guys. Self-snitching at its finest. Okay. So let's go ahead and play it real quick. I gotta piss. So go ahead, throw the camera on Mo or some shit, or Angie, I don't know, or Bills, one of y'all, while I do this. We're gonna play it. There's what, 15, 18 chapters in this thing, if I'm not mistaken?
About.
Wait, you're gonna play just a strat of it?
Yeah, we're gonna play a portion of it that talks about this murder in particular. We're gonna start it, guys, from when when Orlando gets jumped. His nephew
17.
Orlando. So gets jumped, and then how they retaliated. That's where this is going to pick up.
17 chapters.
All right. So this is chapter 9, the middle of the book. Go ahead, let's run it, and I'll be right back.
What's up? We were both major players in the same game. Suge had the music industry. I had the streets. We both had the same boss. If Suge and them niggas had a beef with something Southside had done, Suge could have said something to me when he saw me that night. Instead, Suge and his boys committed the ultimate disrespect when they kicked and beat down my nephew, Baby Lane, in a video broadcast on news stations seen around the world.
So that was his nephew.
In case my diplomatic approach to resolving the situation didn't work, we had 3 vehicles, 3 to 4 people in each, ready to burn their asses up. My crew was do or die. All my young homies had already been shot at least once, so their street experience turned them into some stone cold killers. They had the mentality of, it's either them or me, and it ain't gonna be me. With solemn faces, we waited in complete silence in the back parking lot of Club 662 for more than an hour. Inside our vehicles, nobody took a drink. There was no weed, no music, not a peep. We were as grave as a heart attack. The only thing audible was niggas breathing and tense, throbbing heartbeats. There was no need for words.
Pause.
We all understood why we were.
So, again, I don't think there's anything better than just listening to it from him himself, which is why we're gonna play this. But again, guys, y'all ain't gonna get sauce like this on any other true crime channel. So I need you guys to like the video. Okay, subscribe to the channel. Fed Reacts on YouTube, Fed Reacts on Rumble. No matter where you're watching, if you're watching it on Rumble, just open up another tab, like the video on YouTube because it's really important for the algorithm. You don't got to donate $1 to the show. Matter of fact, hold on. We should hit the chats real fast.
And follow Fed Reacts on Instagram, guys.
Yes, Fed Reacts on Instagram. So comment for the algo as well, guys. And I'll read these chats real quick, and we'll keep going into the self-snitching thing because this is going to be crazy. Myron, what's the best workout plan for a 3-day split? And how? Nope, got that one from before. That's from Taco Flavor Kisses. Philly Sock goes, Master Myron, I love your socks and slides. Please show your socks for a pic and screenshot of your socks and say how your unwashed socks you wearing now, please, Master. Wait, what?
Weirdo as hell.
That is a little strange, my friend. What else do we got here? And reading 20 and up. Shout FNF Myron, do you train boxing? I heard you talking to Sneeko in the gym about it. If you do, bro, try Muay Thai. Then you can kick and elbow fat fuck Abba. Well, Abba will barely get into Abba won't even do a boxing match with me, let alone Muay Thai. So, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean, like I said before, Abba, get in the ring, bro. Let's do it, man. But you're a coward, and I know you probably won't. But if you do actually make the mistake and get in the ring with me, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, bro. That's a fucking fact at this point. So anyway, let's keep going.
Gotcha. 1 second. Get one more round.
But he ain't gonna get in the ring. He's gonna just deflect it to his partner Preach. That's what he's gonna do. Which if I gotta fight Preach to get to you, that's fine. But I mean, I don't really have a beef with Preach. I don't fucking know him. I've never met him in my life. Like, honestly, I think he's kind of slow. I think he's a window licking retard. But again, my issue is with Abba. I don't give a fuck about Preach. Punisher goes, I got a question, a very serious question, and it's to Angie. Now, Angie, I see you have a Courage the Cowardly Dog decal on your laptop. What is your favorite episode? And also, they done the edits.
Where are you from?
I'm from Venezuela. Mo's always translating before me.
I keep forgetting you're here. Like, you know.
My favorite, I think my favorite episode is the most scary one for me, and I think it is the exorcism of Miss Muriel. It's kind of scary, and also the demon in the I don't know how you guys call it, the demon in the field that is just yells like and
Return to
stuff like
Slap?
that.
Return to Slap.
Yeah, that one is so
Speaking of Courage the Cowardly Dog, y'all should have seen Angie at fucking the Horror Nights, bro. She was Angie the Cowardly Woman, bro. She was running all over the place, man.
Wait.
All the girls there were cowards. Go ahead. You have something?
That is true.
You want to defend yourself?
That is true. I'm not gonna defend myself. That is actually true. I'm very coward. There's a reason why I have Courage the Cowardly Dog everywhere. I even have a fluffy friend of him. But I also have to say, guys, Myron is hilarious. You guys should have seen him. Like he
was
was
mad as hell there.
He was like, oh yeah, I call him Mr. Grumpy or his royal grumpiness because he's always grumpy. There is a reason for that. He was very grumpy that day. He has his reasons. But you guys should have seen him making fun of the guy lady because the guy lady was like very talkative.
What guy lady?
The guy lady, the guide.
The guide. Oh yeah. She loved her job a little too much.
Yeah, and so
she was a great guide though.
She was all energetic and these guys all were like, they're all like, they're just like in their own world. So Myron was like, every time this lady talks, I just hear wah 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 wah.
Yeah, bro. Because like so we did like 10 haunted houses, right? And before every haunted house, each haunted house had like a fucking theme, right? So she would like go into like explaining in intricate detail each theme, the story behind the theme, how they came up with it, the people there, what were like. She's giving like the whole like lore, you know what I mean, to like really get you in it. And in my head, I'm just like, bro, like the whole time, I'm just like. In my head, I could just think of Charlie Brown, like, I was like, oh my God. I'm just like, in my head, I'm just like, I'll keep it 1,000 with y'all. Anytime women really talk, outside of like Angie or some other shit, or outside of Angie in the show, anytime women really talk, I'm like, mwah, 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 mwah. Like, bro, I don't really give a fuck what any of these chicks be saying, bro. Real talk, man. I listen to women only a few times a day. During the show, if Angie tells me something, and that's pretty much it. And then
like,
Icy, like my staff, my team, if they say something cool, I'm listening because it's typically work stuff, improving the studio. I mean, Icy's in here right now working, man. Shout out to Icy and Melissa. I listen to them. But outside of that, or the show, it doesn't
matter what you think. hears that 111 when
Bro,
I
I'm
talk,
dead
like,
ass. I've been hearing
30%
that
of the
shit.
time. Yeah, and so then he was very like energetic and stuff. And the also like the other thing that also made me laugh a lot. We went to a scary house that was like theme as Chucky, and Myron, you know, Myron is tall
Chucky,
as fuck.
yeah.
So Myron is very tall. So in all the houses, like all the guys dressed up like monsters and shit, wearing as tall as Myron. So Myron would just look at them like this.
Yeah.
And also, there was the Chucky theme one. The most scary thing per se to say that it was like a guy dressed as Chucky with a big head of Chucky with a chainsaw. So this guy just came out of nowhere to scare us, and Myron was just like.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, bro. It was,
looking down at him, I was dying.
but it was annoying because Angie was behind me the whole time grabbing me. So I'm like walking through the haunted house, right? Like this.
Literally with his hand in his pockets.
Yeah, I'm just like walking through, man. I'm like mad as hell.
Yeah, he was all
This is me at
grumpy.
the fucking horror thing.
But wait. I gotta do the thing too. I was behind him like this. Yo, stand like this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I had my hands. Pretend this hand's in my pocket, but I got it in the mic.
Yeah, he was
Okay.
like a shoulder. So I was right behind him and I would grab him like
Yeah.
this. And whenever a monster come out of this way, I would just go this
Yeah,
way.
bro. I'm like going like this the whole time. Like she's just grabbing me.
Come up like around us, I would just go around my like
Yeah.
this, like,
Running, bro, literally running around, and I'm just like walking like this. I'm like, oh my god, I got a real estate deal tomorrow. I gotta fucking come back to the building and like let the workers in. I gotta wire 130,000 tomorrow. Fuck, and I'm just like, oh, and she's like, we're around, shaking me like this, and I'm over here thinking like, god damn, I gotta buy this house. Fuck, man, I gotta do this. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm thinking about real shit. Oh, we got a show. Damn it. Fuck. You know, I need to think of better questions for after hours. She's just running around.
guys,
And all the other girls, Icy.
No, Icy cursing out in
Bro.
Spanish. She like, beat your corneo.
Fucking bro, these chicks are running. They see a fucking nigga come out. Like, they're like fucking running and shit. Yeah. And she was grabbing on Mo, moving Mo's fat ass around. I'm like, what the fuck, man?
there was a time where like
Yo, she had like makeup all over my fucking hoodie, bro.
guys, listen. There was a time where Chris said, "Okay, let the old women go front, and all the guys stay back." That was the worst thing ever because all the girls were up front, and these motherfuckers.
That was entertaining though.
That's when Myron started laughing.
Yeah.
Because we were like I think it was the Last of Us house, and I was like up front, like I was on the front of the line. So all the monsters were coming at me, and I was like staying on the floor like this, and fucking Chris was pushing me like, Angie, come on, keep walking.
Oh, is that why we got stuck at one of the houses?
Yeah.
I was wondering. The line stopped for a bit. I was like, what the fuck?
Because I was scared as fuck, and I would just go like this. and fucking Chris and Fresh were like laughing behind me and pushing me like, Angie, come on, keep walking.
I would
That's why women can't lead nothing, bro.
I would always look back to see Myron's face and I would just see Myron just start smiling. Myron loved
After like the first house, I was like, all right, I need to be in the back because it's entertainment watching the girls cry and scream.
Loving that shit.
Icy, Angie, and Fresh's girl that he brought, like they were all cowards, bro.
Yeah,
like
we
they were
were.
literally like the monster would come. And it'd be hilarious because nigga, you would see the monster like attack the first crowd of people, and it's like, all right, y'all know it's coming, right?
Yeah.
And the nigga comes and does he goes ah, and the girls in the front ah, right? and then you see it, right? And I'm like, all right, the girls can't go crazy. Like you just saw the nigga come out.
No, wait.
He goes again. Like It's like, did you not just see it a second ago?
Guys, wait, hold on. That would be you because you're tall, but there were some times that were small.
I'm 5'8". I'm
wait,
a mile away. What do you mean? I'm not tall.
Wait, because sometimes the houses will be dark as fuck and you wouldn't even see them. That was the scary thing because they will put smoke and shit.
Bro.
And the sound effects.
Stop
there
the
was
cap.
one time that
Icy saying the sound
a
effects.
sound effect loud as fucking Icy just went like, what the fuck?
I said, call your mama. Well, bitch,
it was-
Icy cried after one of the houses, man.
Oh yeah, she cried.
Yeah, I made my stomach turn. No, nice excuse. And then I think Fresh's girl cried, and then Angie was running.
No, I was just screaming and
Yeah,
running
screaming and
around.
running.
If you guys can imagine
Bro.
an anime, and Myron is just like one animator, right? Like one character, and I'm behind him, just running around him like this.
Bro, I was pissed,
Literally
man.
like this, like around him.
And then Myron just laughing his ass
I'm
off,
laughing,
bro.
but at the same time, I'm like mad because I'm like, damn, man, I gotta get back to Miami. Like, what the fuck? And then I got Angie, like, I'm like walking around the house like this. I'm literally going like this, like, 'cause she's just grabbing me, and I'm just like, oh my god, bro, like, what the fuck, man?
Myron's just dying. Myron dying laughing like, bro, these are paid actors, bro.
Yeah, like,
These
yo,
are paid
that's the other thing too. Like, yo, this is what I realized. Misogyny moment coming up. That's when I realized, like, damn, bro, women are cowards. Like, y'all niggas are going to a Universal theme park. Y'all know there's about to be niggas wearing makeup, running out in costumes, and y'all are still scared.
Yes, we were.
What the fuck? Like, you know.
Yes, we were.
And they're still going crazy, like running. Like at one time, I saw Angie like pull a full sprint. I was like, what the fuck is going on, bro? Oh, when you're like running for real, like fast, moving your arms and shit. I was like, yo, she's really sprinting. But
I mean, well, I do gotta say those houses were high production houses, guys. Like the makeup and
I
shit
give it
was
to them,
amazing. The stories behind them were amazing. It's like that was my first time going, so I was like amazed at how the production of the whole thing, like the money invested and everything, is incredible. And the guys noticed that too, because Myron was like, I can imagine this must cost like whatever. This must be led by them boys, blah blah blah. You know?
Oh, it is. It is.
So
we did the research.
Yo.
After I paid $5 for that Coke Zero, I did some research and Google, and I was like,
you like, yo, Mo.
Yeah, I was like, yep.
He like, yo, Mo, look up the owner. I'm like, all right, cool. And all I saw was, and I was like, no, owned by Comcast. Okay, who owns that? I'm like, okay. And I see Goldberg, Molstein.
Nah, it was Roberts.
Yeah, it was one.
It was Roberts.
You know what I mean,
further.
bro.
Yeah.
No,
But
and the worst thing is that Myron, we got to the hotel. Myron had the nerve to tell me, oh, Angie, you're weak as hell. You're a coward. You need more protection and shit. You cannot defend yourself. I'm here like, you didn't defend me against no monster. I was running it around you.
Defend you against a monster that paid actor.
You're running. You're running from dudes dressed up as clowns.
He didn't do shit.
Protect you.
Protect. Oh, what am I gonna do? Oh, hey, bro. Look, man. Don't jump out and do what you're supposed to do. Chill, man. Don't jump out.
Bro. Protect you. They're paid actors.
Yeah, they're paid actors.
They're paid.
Let me tell this nigga in the Chucky outfit. Hey, man, you want to tone it back a little bit? You know what I'm saying?
They are literally. You telling Myron to protect you from them doing their job?
Hey, you know what?
But he wouldn't.
Turn this scary music down a little bit. Y'all need to chill, man.
Bro.
No, but you
Come
didn't
on.
even grab me or anything. You were just like walking like a soldier. Man, and he
Bro.
was like, you need more protection. Dude, like you didn't do anything.
Man.
They're paid actors. He's not supposed to.
Come on now.
He's gonna get. He'll get like arrested or banned if he actually does
Could you
something
imagine?
about it, bro.
I tried to Mike Tyson a nigga dressed up as a clown. Hey, what are you doing to my girl? Bong! Man, I'd be in jail right now with this nigga Keefe.
And then he gonna be in jail. Now he can't protect you from actual danger.
Come on, man.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
We talk about women, man.
Don't.
Tell you this though, that's the fastest I've seen Angie walk. Run. Bro, for some of you guys that are wondering, she's like 4'11", 5 foot, whatever.
No,
she's literally midget. Every time I'm walking with her, bro, she's always way behind. I'm like, hurry up, Angie, come on. That's the fastest I ever seen her walk.
Wait. I have a theory for this. Wait, hold on. Myron is 6'3".
She walked. No.
Wait.
I'm
Myron also, guys, I'm 5'3". Myron is like this. So whenever he walks, he just walks like this, zancadas, you know. Like
Okay, I don't walk like that. That's a lot of work to put your foot up that high.
You walk like this. You walk with your feet like that, and you walk like this.
Bro, that's one
step of Myron is 4 of mine. So I actually have to walk like this behind him because he be walking like.
Bro, you gotta get, when you walking with Myron, you better get going. Yo, because Bills has that complaint too. That
I don't walk that
walking fast. I'm 6'1".
You do.
Well, the thing
You be walking like.
This is news to me. I walk that fast?
Well,
Normal people walk with their feet up front. You walk
Yeah, you always complain about how fast I walk, but you're a woman. Who cares what you think?
Yeah,
What,
facts.
for real though, niggas?
Well, only Bill's complain about it. Me. I'm always right. I'm always right next to Myron. I'll be like, nigga. I'm like, bro, I'm down. I'm down 100 pounds, bro. This ain't. I'm like.
Damn.
It be
like this.
I be like right next to Myron, keeping up. I say, yo, Bills, hurry your ass up, bro.
My brother told me because my brother be complaining about how I walk too. So he'd be like, you gotta walk fast, whatever. You gotta walk.
On God.
Like if you're doing like a walking race, and you have
Walking
seen women doing
race.
walking races. It's an actual thing. They walk like this.
When they power walk and shit like this.
I ain't gonna lie, she snapped.
That's an actual thing.
Looks like a tri-trust slide. All right, hold on. Let's get back to the goddamn show. We niggas forgot that we were doing a fan reaction on Tupac's Killer. When we were talking about killer clowns.
It was excuses anyway, bro. I always keep up with my own God.
Yeah, man. Shout out to y'all, man. I didn't realize that it's that bad.
It ain't that bad. It ain't that bad.
I be liking it, bro, cause I be like, yeah, look at me.
Keep in mind
Yeah, I
that
be like, look at me, bro.
of yours is 4 of mine.
Yeah, okay,
4.
well.
Bro, cause that makes me walk like I got a business, then I got the hoodie on, bro. So I'm like, yeah, what's up? With the top G's up in here. This the hood, ain't it? Wait, no, this ain't the hood. It's Brickle.
It's Brickle, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it is
shit.
Brickle.
Oh, shit.
It
This ain't the hood.
Hey, you got to walk with purpose as a man. So
yeah,
I
facts.
agree.
Where we at here? Any more chats?
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay. I don't have social media like Instagram. If that's what you're referring to, can I send an email?
I think that's the guy earlier that said the.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the.
Send an email to freshandfitpartnerships@gmail.com.
Yeah. Send it now so Angie can actually look at it. Diddy's fruit, goddamn, should be investigated more for his involvement in this Tupac shit. It's also crazy to think Eazy-E would have taken Suge out if not for Jerry Heller. The 90s, this the hood, ain't it? Yep.
This the hood, ain't it?
Jeremy920 goes, Myron, did you know YouTube is still running ads on your video? Seems unfair. They're still making money off y'all. WFed Reacts. Yes, they are running ads. And though I know some of you, that sounds really sucky, I'm not mad about it, and I'll tell y'all why. Well, number one, I've said it before. This isn't just for the money, right? I've said that before. Right? Obviously, money is a component. It's obviously very important, but it is not the main component as to what we do. I'm more concerned with the message getting out there. Number two, that's fine because at least it still pushes in the algorithm. It used to be when you got demonetized, you don't get pushed in YouTube algorithm like that because they can't run ads on your stuff. But now that they run the ads everywhere, it still gets pushed in the algorithm, so it's fine. What else? We got here. Why is Jada so hung up on Pac? I don't know, man. She a 304. Fuck that bitch on site. Okay.
No. He's saying, ow, and bitch, because he's saying F Abba and preach, but he's saying something.
He used a different. Okay.
Yeah.
Yo, Myron, no one likes to snitch, but when it AF.
Okay.
Likes to
no,
snitch.
he corrects it right here.
Oh, correction on my part. No one likes a snitch until it affects them. That's when they want someone to snitch. There's no way to please a nigga. Oh, got you. And then we got here 3 Diglets. I remember when I was little, my brother showed me a video of one of Pac's songs played backwards, and in a certain part, he said, "Yes, I'm alive and missing you. Shit was scary. Didn't sleep for a week." Yeah, but Tupac is gone, guys. Trust me. They're auctioning the 7 Series BMW Pac was shot for $1.7 million. God damn. Really? Damn. All right.
That's crazy.
She wanted Myron to pull the blicky out. Yo, I brought my gun with me to Orlando, but I couldn't bring it to Universal.
Yeah,
they run security there, man. Could you imagine you fucking shoot an actor for scaring you?
Accident?
Bro.
On accident? Bro. Bro, that is an L if you were to do that. And here's the thing, bro. They just like go, they don't touch you or anything like that. So it's like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to this nigga self-snitching on himself. Guys, again, we're going to play this thing. I'll pause it momentarily for things here and there. For some of you guys that are just joining the podcast, we are playing the audible from the actual book that Keefe wrote, okay? And this is chapter 9 that details the Tupac shooting, and it picks up where Orlando had just gotten jumped by Tupac and his entourage, aka Death Row, in Vegas, and how they retaliate. So now they're waiting, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, they are waiting outside of the club that Suge and them are at, correct? Is that that's where we're at in the story?
Yes.
Okay, let's go back and play the audible. And this is from his own words, guys. Y'all about to see self-snitching on another level, man. And this book came out in 2019.
We waited for an hour and a half, which felt more like 4 hours. I decided for us to get the fuck out of there. I called the homies on their phones. They're taking too damn long. Let's get fucked up. Move out. One by one, the drivers started their engines and slowly crept out of the back parking lot. Lucky for them, they never showed up. because it would have been like Al Capone's Valentine's Day massacre if they had.
Self-snitching.
One thing about our crew, when it was time to handle business, we handled it with the best.
Just so you guys know, the fact that he said that they waited there for an hour and a half, what does that tell you? Premeditation, my friends. So he's saying things here that the police can absolutely use against him to make the charges more egregious. Let's keep going.
Best of them. And when it was time to have fun, we did that too. It's not that we were over what had happened to Baby Lane. It's just we couldn't control when them niggas were going to show up. Waiting so long was stopping us from doing what we had gone to Vegas to do in the first place. Have a good time. Our next destination was the Carriage House, a Las Vegas hotel where we had rented a few rooms as a kickback spot. On the way to the Carriage House, we stopped by the liquor barn to buy some bottles of Dom Perignon Rose, and Cristal. As we were driving to the liquor barn, it became evident that the guys in the van with me were worried that Suge would get some of his police hitmen to come back and try to kill us if we went after them.
Pause.
The police do hits for that.
There was speculation, and I think this actually ended up getting proven, that there were people in the LAPD that were friends and associates of Suge that assisted him with certain things. As far as like, you know, hitmen or whatever, I don't know if it was that deep, but Suge definitely did have people in the Los Angeles Police Department at the time. He was a very powerful man back then in the 90s, guys. Everybody was terrified of Suge, man. So, you know, I'm not surprised that that was a rumor. Let's keep running with it. And by the way, we got 5,000 plus of y'all over on Rumble, man. Shout out to Rumble. Rumble.com/FedReacts, guys, if you guys want to watch us over there. High quality. But also, if you're watching on Rumble, do me a favor, guys. Please open up a tab. Oh, watch us on YouTube as well. Rumble is home base. Don't forget that. But to get discovered, YouTube is the main way. So open up another tab. Like the video on YouTube or watch it on Rumble. And just kind of mute it and let it play in the background. That would really mean a lot for me if you guys could do that. You're watching this on Rumble right now. Open up a tab on YouTube. Fed Reacts on YouTube as well. Same links. And like the video over on YouTube. And then if you can, comment below for the algo so content like this can go ahead and get discovered, because this is by far the best breakdown of the Tupac murder on the internet right now. Let's keep going with this self-snitching.
Nigga, one of them said. I remember thinking to myself, y'all shouldn't have jumped y'all punk asses in here if you're scared. Y'all know what we came here to do. C-Ray, who was one of my top salesmen and later became the first one to start snitching on niggas, was in the van with me, along with his cousin Trey and BMS Big Meech out of Detroit.
Oh, shit.
As we were loading up to leave the liquor barn, I took advantage of the chance to get away from them scary niggas in the van. I jumped in the front passenger seat of the Cadillac because I knew the niggas in the caddy wasn't with that bullshit. I pulled out the Glock that Zip gave me and tossed it in the back seat. Bubble Up did the driving. Baby Lane and Freaky were riding in the back. After our pit stop at the liquor barn, we continued towards the Carriage House. As we were driving, the two vehicles that were with us got caught at the traffic light. We kept rolling. A few blocks down, we were sitting at the light, and who the fuck did we see? The Death Row Caravan hit the corner with Tupac hanging out of the window of a black luxury BMW waving to his fans. People on the streets were screaming, "Tupac, Tupac, we love you, Tupac."
Damn.
In unison, all of our heads turned.
Shit.
There them motherfuckers go right there. If Pac had not been hanging out of the window, we would have never seen him. Buster you, Buster you. Bubble Up busted a U-turn and hit the gutter lane on their asses. As they sat in traffic, we slowly rolled past the long line of luxury cars they had in their caravan. We were on a mission, looking into each one, until we pulled up to the front vehicle and found who we were seeking.
Damn.
Like two rams locking horns, Suge and I looked each other dead in the eye, our eyes locked. The terrified expression on Suge's face read, "Damn, them niggas."
Pause.
No words exchanged. Oh shit! Oh shit!
He already know what time it is now at this point. You know, and again, they're both gang members, high ranking in their own accord. They knew each other, as you guys heard earlier. This could have been potentially squashed from, you know, a conversation, but that didn't happen. Let's keep going.
The time for talking had passed. The shit was about to go down. The next few seconds all happened so quickly. The shit was on. Tupac made an erratic move and began to reach down beneath his seat. It was the first and only time in my life that I could relate to the police command, "Keep your hands where I can see them." Instead, Pac pulled out a strap, and that's when the fireworks started. One of my guys from the back seat grabbed a Glock and started busting back. The first shot skinned Suge in his head. I thought the motherfucker was dead. I heard stories that Suge supposedly used Tupac as a shield when the bullets started flying. But that's some bullshit. Suge was already wounded. He was the first one that got touched. As the rounds continued flying, I dug down so that I wouldn't get hit. When the shooting stopped, we boned out and a white Chrysler Sebring full of young ladies was following us. Their window quickly got shot out, so they stopped. The interesting thing to me was, with all them rough-ass niggas they were supposed to have with them, none of them did a damn thing and tried to come after us. There were a lot of shots let off in both directions. I don't know why the Vegas police didn't check Tupac's hands for powder burns to see if he was shooting, because the car we were in was shot the fuck up. I don't understand why people act like Tupac was an angel.
So people forget that Tupac's entourage did return fire, but not fast enough. Because I think that it was another car where the firing came from, not Tupac's vehicle. Let's keep going.
Shit. The nigga had busted on some off-duty cops in Atlanta a few years earlier, so he wasn't scared to bust. On top of that, by the time we rolled up, he had to know the person they jumped on in the casino was a Southside Crip, so they had to be on high alert. When the shot settled, a couple of people in our car had fragments and glass in their hair, but none of us had been hit. The Strip was in an uproar as police cars and ambulances raced to the scene. Somehow, Suge, instead of driving straight to Memorial Hospital, he did some studio gangster shit. He made a U-turn back onto the Las Vegas Strip. Confident that the death row crew and the police would be looking for the car that we were driving, we abandoned the car and got away from it quickly. In some shit you'd see on the Twilight Zone, we scurried to get to the other side of Las Vegas Boulevard. When we got to the middle divider, the light changed to red, and we had to wait on the median. As we were standing on the median, waiting to cross Las Vegas Boulevard, two ambulances passed by right in front of where we were standing with their sirens blaring. The first ambulance passed by with Tupac in it and the medics working frantically to provide medical attention. A second one, not too far behind, had Suge in it. There we were, looking right into the ambulances transporting Tupac and Suge to Memorial Hospital. Everyone knows the rest of the story, as 6 days later, Tupac died as a result of his injuries. The moral of the story? Real gangsters are nothing to fuck with. It's a ruthless way of life, one that I've lived for the majority of my life. Some gangster rappers have glamorized and glorified the life like it's cool and something to strive for. They have a lot of people's minds twisted. The truth of the matter is, gangbanging and acting like a thug ain't no joke. These street wars taking place in urban communities around the country are as real as the wars that U.S. troops are engaged in around the world. In some cases, the streets' body counts are even higher. For us, Vegas was another day at the office. It may sound cold-hearted, but from a street perspective, the killings of Tupac Shakur and Biggie Smalls would be considered nothing more than collateral damage. As a result, the hip-hop world has lost two of its most talented and revered musical artists and icons. At this point in my life, I can say that I have a deep sense of remorse for what happened to Tupac. He was a talented artist with tons of potential to impact the world. I hate that Tupac's family, friends, and fans, especially his mother, Afeni Shakur, had to go through the pain of losing her son. It's terrible losing people like that. I know that pain too well. However, I stand firm on the point that Tupac, Suge Knight, and the rest of those niggas didn't have any business putting their hands on my beloved nephew, Baby Lane, period. Them jumping on my nephew gave us the ultimate green light to do something to their ass. Tupac chose the wrong game to play and the wrong niggas to play with. Suge and them should have done a better job of protecting that dude because they knew who the fuck we were and the kind of shit we were capable of. Tupac may not have known, but Suge and his peeps definitely knew. Tupac was a guppy that got swallowed up by some ferocious sharks. He shouldn't have ever got involved in that bullshit of trying to be a thug. Southside Crips earned some stripes on the collar from street niggas due to the Tupac shooting. But it generated too much attention and put us under a microscope by law enforcement that would not cease and eventually brought us down. It was a big time loss for everybody involved.
Bam. And yeah, nicely timed. Guys, there you have it in his own words. I mean, he literally described the murder from the onset, from the jumping, because that's what stimulated everything up until the actual shooting. How he the gun, etc. You could see that he had possession of the gun at one point before he tossed the back seat to give it to the other guys to actually execute the shooting. I mean, they got him all day for murder one on this. Obviously, it was premeditated. It was a retaliatory type shooting, and it was gang related. You know, no doubt about it, man. So that right there, guys, is it the? And I don't think anyone has actually played that on YouTube. So that is the murder, guys, in his own words. And y'all can see why an indictment would come 27 years after the fact, because the physical evidence did line up with what he described, man. So. That pretty much does it, man. Guys, I'll get your guys' final thoughts and then we'll close this thing out. Bills, you want to kick it off first? What's your thoughts on everything?
Front page of Rumble.
Oh, shout out to y'all ninjas on Rumble, man. Shout out to Rumble, the home base. Rumble.com/FedReacts, Rumble.com/Fresh and Fit, man. Check us out over there, guys.
Shout out Rumble. Shout out Rumble.
And we'll, yeah, I see. Yeah, shout out to Rumble, man. We're on the front page of Rumble. Fuck yeah. All right, go ahead, Bills.
So honestly,
what are your thoughts, bro?
I think that definitely an L for for everyone involved. Definitely, I agree. That was how you remorseful after killing probably the #1 rap artist of the time, and if not one of the biggest celebrities as well, especially with the East Coast West Coast beef going on. That was so popular. It's a huge L on everyone, and this guy self-snitching. Bro, that's another L, bro. How you self-snitch like that in that manner on audio, bro? Like, come on, stupid. Bro. Yeah, Big Mo, give him another one. That was an L, bro.
You stupid.
He had one job. But definitely a W. FedReacts. You guys could go ahead and follow me on Instagram at JBills, JBILLZ. I appreciate all the love, all the ones. Everyone comment W Blitz in the comments. And yeah, shout out to Big Mo, download Sinaloa out now everywhere.
All right. What about yeah, I know, Mo, because just so you guys know, nobody had heard this confession or anything else like that. I kind of wanted to keep this a secret to get everyone's reaction. What are your thoughts, Mo? Go ahead. Yeah,
bro,
one of the worst self snitches you've seen.
That, you know, because I remember when Myron was like, yo, this is the worst self snitching I've ever seen, and I was like, yeah, but it ain't better, it ain't like worse than no way it's gonna be worse than the O Block self snitching, right? I'm like, it ain't. And then he was like, all right, cool. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, maybe. I don't know. I'm like, bro, because I'm like, I remember watching that old Block episode. I'm like, nah. That is the worst self snitch. But
that's the top of your list.
Well,
wait till we do
at least I thought that was the worst self snitching. Right up until 5 minutes ago, bro. That was the worst goddamn self snitching I've ever seen in my life.
Wait till we do AR-AB, bro. That one's gonna be crazy. Wait till we do AR-AB.
I do have a small little theory though.
Yeah.
Something tells me that he knew he was gonna
get caught.
I think this is kind of like his closing, like, you know, he just coming clean about life. Maybe he has a whole, like, maybe a change of heart and trying to, like, maybe leave this world with a cleaner heart. That's why he's making all of this. And he was just like, all right, now I've put this out. Now it's only a matter of time till they arrest me. And you know what? They're going to arrest me, and it is what it is. I think he feels like at peace and like ready to move on.
Okay.
So, but that's just my thought on. But other than that, yes, Sinaloa out everywhere. But you guys can also follow me at BigMo_BITW. That is BIGMO_BITW. Don't forget the memo to believe in Big Mo, because that is the MO.
Angie, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, this guy is just retarded. He is. Like, you can understand what he says. Like, it's just crazy that they caught him like 27 years later.
Yeah.
It's just insane, and he's
Yeah.
the only one left
Alive, yeah.
from the gun that.
If they were all alive, they'd all be in prison right now.
Yeah.
They would have arrested all four of them. They would round them up.
The Orlando Anderson guy.
Yeah.
Especially him, because he was the main guy. But yeah, it's insane. I hope you guys are satisfied with this stream.
Yeah, we went down. We went in
finally
detail.
Covered it. You guys asked for it. We are
Fully.
delivering. So yes, we went deep in detail. Myron actually studied deeply this whole thing.
Yeah.
Bought the book and everything. Like, it's insane. So yeah, guys, keep interacting in the Instagram so we get your future cases. I think I'm gonna make a live later this week. Maybe if we go to Vegas or whatever, I'm gonna make a live and take your requests live, so you guys can see what I'm like writing down. Okay, so you see what I have in the list.
All right.
And yeah,
Cool.
follow Fed Reacts on Instagram.
Yes.
Don't follow me on Instagram.
Follow
What's
Fed
up?
Reacts, yeah. Guys, don't forget to like the video. Like I said before, man, we got 1.3K likes here. Let's get 1.5K. We got 1.5K watchers on YouTube, and then another couple, 5,000 on Rumble, something like that.
5.7.
5.7 on Rumble. But yeah, guys, crazy stuff, man. We're gonna definitely put the timestamps in here for y'all, man. We broke this thing down from A to Z, from the press release to the what led up to the fight, surveillance footage, Tupac's impact on hip hop. So many different things. We even played the audible version where you guys hear yourselves the incriminating statements. But yeah, dude, I mean, yeah, wild stuff, man. But now we know what actually went down on that night. Renmath emailed you, Angie. Thank you, WFNF and FedRex and L to self-snitching for attention/scout. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
just saw
can you pull it up?
the-
Yeah. And then what else do we got here?
One more.
Last one here. Can you get extradited from Canada if you commit a crime in Vegas? It's possible. It definitely is. If you get it, because keep in mind, guys, that American law enforcement does have access to Canadian law enforcement and vice versa. I remember when I was an agent, I was able to run Canadian databases to get criminal records on Canadians. So it is possible. Would they travel up to Canada to get you? That's a different question. But my biggest thing is, what I would say is just don't, guys, if you go to Vegas, don't do stupid shit and get arrested, bro, because it can absolutely mess you up and they will come after you. That's one city that doesn't play with that stuff.
But you're reading 20 and ups?
Yeah, with those that came in from before. Oh,
That was
okay,
it.
cool.
That was
I
20
think
up.
we are caught up on all the chats, guys. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show, man. Like the video, man. Subscribe to the channel, Fed Reacts. Also, follow me on Rumble as well, at Fed Reacts. Support Rumble, man. Free speech. Fed Reacts on Instagram. Mo and Bill's Instagrams are below as well. Check them out. And we'll be back tomorrow with bigger pockets, guys. We're going to talk about Real Estate 101. It's going to be probably one of the most informative episodes that we do. We're going to talk about how to acquire and control real estate from A to Z, step by step, whether you have some money, little money, no money. We'll teach you guys how to do it. Peep the narrator. It's not him, but if it's his book, L. Yeah, I know. It is what it is, bro. It is his book. He wrote it with another guy. Hope you guys enjoyed that one, man. This is the best Tupac breakdown on the internet.
Yeah.
We'll catch you guys tomorrow at 6 p.m. or 6:30 for Money Monday. Love y'all. Peace. I'm a special agent with Homeland Security Investigations, okay, guys? HSI. This is what Fed Reacts covers. Defender Jeffrey Williams, an associate of YSL, did commit the felony. So here's what 6ix9ine actually got. Racketeer conspiracy. This attack shifted the whole U.S. government. This guy got arrested for espionage, okay? Trading secrets with the Russians. John Wayne Gacy, a.k.a. the Killer Clown, okay? One of the most prolific serial killers of all time, killed 33 people. Zodiac Killer is a pseudonym of an unidentified serial killer who operated in Northern California. All these serial killers, guys, they really get off on getting attention from the media. Many years, Jeffrey Epstein sexually exploited and abused dozens of minor girls at his home. It was OJ working together to get Nicole killed. We're going to go over his past, the gang ties, so that this all makes sense.